game tonight with Dutch Fork. He'll visit Nebraska tomorrow. 2027 defensive end Jaden Bryant out of Irmo also will be on the road. He'll be at Tennessee tomorrow. Meantime, AC Flora cornerback Azale Benang will visit Auburn on Saturday. 2027 defensive tackle Carlos May of Birmingham, who has a South Carolina offer and who visited Clemson for the LSU game. He plans to be at Ohio State this weekend for their matchup with Penn State. And that is a quick check of recruiting. You can always read our stuff up at sportstalkfc.com and on X, hashtag ST Recruiting. Recruiting always brought to you by our good friends over at Seawells. We'll take a break. When we continue on this Founders Federal Football Friday, we'll turn our focus to the NASCAR playoffs because they wrap up this weekend. Truck Championship decided tonight, Xfinity tomorrow, and the Cup Series Championship decided in Phoenix on Sunday. Jeff Owens on NASCAR. We go inside the fast lane next here on Sports Talk.
You work hard for your money. Shouldn't your money work hard for you too? Think about all the hours you've put in, the late nights, the early mornings, the dedication to your craft. Now imagine those dollars doing some of the heavy lifting for a change, growing quietly in the background while you focus on what matters most. Whether you're saving for a dream vacation, a new home, or just building a cushion for peace of mind, putting your money to work is one of the smartest moves you can make. Open a certificate at Founders Federal Credit Union and earn more with your savings. For a limited time only, Founders is offering 18-month certificates at 4.32% annual percentage yield and 18-month IRA certificates at 4.58% annual percentage yield. To get started, visit foundersfcu.com/dividend rates or one of our many convenient office locations. All you need is $500 to get started, but don't delay. These rates won't last. Open your certificate today. Your future self will thank you for opening a certificate at Founders. Federally insured by the NCUA. Membership qualification required. $500 minimum balance. 18-month term. Dividends compound quarterly. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
From the Florence Toyota Studios, this is WOLH Florence, 96.3 ESPN Radio, the worldwide leader in sports.
Welcome to the 96.3 ESPN Radio High School Football Game of the Week. Catch the action all season long from your favorite Florence high school football teams. Brought to you in part by Galloway Auto Glass, Stoudemire Dowling Funeral Home, Adams Metal Building Supply, Rivals, a store divided. And now, with all the exciting play-by-play action, here's James Fisher and Chuck Lawson.
Good evening and happy Halloween, everyone. Welcome to the ESPN Radio's High School Football PD Game of the Week, coming to you from Wilson High School in Florence. I'm James Fisher, and tonight we close out the regular season with a 4A matchup that carries big-time stakes. The Darlington Falcons coming to Wilson High School to take on the Tigers for the Virgil Wells Trophy. For Wilson, this is senior night and the final tune-up before the playoffs. What a season that this has been for head coach Brian Wilson. Just his first season turning this program from a year ago 1-9 to 5-4 and playoff bound. The Tigers have knocked off teams from all over the state in multiple different regions, West Florence, Dillon, and a big region win over Crestwood as well. Tonight, they're looking to build even more confidence heading into November. But for Darlington, has everything to play for tonight. At 3-6 overall and sitting at 15th in the lower state RPI, there's only 16 spots in the lower 4A playoff. The Falcons are clinging to that final 2 spots. A win tonight could lock them into the playoffs, and a loss could have them their curtain closed for the season. For head coach Jamie Johnson and for senior quarterback Jalen Augustus, this game is all about survival. And for Augustus, the reigning region offensive player of the year last year, he'll look to carry his team one more time with his arm and his legs to a victory to extend their season. So it's a Halloween showdown here in Florence. Wilson playing to polish that playoff positioning and Darlington fighting to stay alive. It's a beautiful Halloween night, and it's a spooky feeling here at Wilson. I'm James Fisher tonight. Our producer, MJ, will be helping fill me in this morning as we'll look for games across the region here soon as we will be joined by my partner, Chuck Lawson, a little bit later tonight. MJ, how you doing tonight? Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you, too. And, of course, 2 games left here in 5-4A for the season. Of course, last night, Crestwood beat Lakewood and pretty much eliminated Lakewood from the playoffs. So we've got plenty of interesting scenarios tonight. Like you said, Darlington still got a shot at the playoffs. Wilson pretty much in at this point, but a win by Wilson tonight that's going to definitely help them out because could put them in one of the last automatic qualifier spots instead of having to sit there and hold your breath and look down the Max Preps RPI, which is what the 4A uses to determine their playoffs.
Absolutely. That'll definitely control a lot of that positioning for Wilson for this game.
By the way, they both come in tonight. Let me let you know. South Florence and Hartsville both undefeated in the region at 5-0. They will meet in momentarily. Lower Richland and Crestwood right now at 3-3 in the region. Wilson obviously at 2-3. Darlington 1-4, and Lakewood 0-6 in the region. That's the way the standings look. Long, hard season for Lakewood came to an end last night, like
Absolutely.
I said. And Lower Richland season ended last week with an embarrassing loss to South Florence. So it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, these two teams, if they make the playoffs, are both going to be on the road to start the, what I like to call the real season.
Right, to start what really matters here, the elimination games, absolutely. The Hartsville-South Florence game will definitely want to be tapped into that as we keep track of that across town for that region championship for this part of the region. You got Latta at Johnsonville, a huge game for that region as well. Dutch Fork and Irmo, a huge, huge game there. You'll see those teams probably match up again in the playoffs as well.
Yeah,
as well as Indian Land at Northwestern as well.
And you got Lamar and Louisville as well. They're playing for the Region 2A championship tonight. Both of them come in at 4-0. And that was my underrated game of the week. Is if you're heading on over to Lamar tonight, that's definitely a great place to go. Of course, obviously, you said it, Dutch Fork and Irmo is probably where half the eyes in the state are, and South Florence and Hartsville is where the other half of the eyes are located tonight.
But yeah, like you said, a lot of different pressure points all across the state tonight, including, we talk about Skeeza a little bit. We had a Skeeza game last week. Florence Christian and Trinity, that'll take the number 2 seed for their 2-3A of Skeeza there. A big crosstown rivalry there for Florence Skeeza as well.
Absolutely. That's got huge playoff implications right there. Finishing second or third in your region could be the difference between you playing at home and maybe you having to go upstate to play your first game.
And then the last one, West Florence, they're going to be playing their last home game of the night against Spring Valley. The Knights, they're going to be in the playoffs as well, correct?
Yes, I believe West Florence has already clinched an automatic spot in region, I think it's 6-5A. But they'll be in the lower state playoffs. Obviously, 5A is a little strange. 5-5A
definitely
is
still an interesting format since they've realigned a little bit for sure.
Thank goodness we get rid of this next year is all I'm going to say. West comes in tonight tied with Ridgeview, or not tied with Ridgeview, tied with Westwood at 3-2 for third place in that region. So they're all going to get in. Spring Valley having a tough season. 0-5 in that region, 2-7 overall. That could be an easy night for the Knights.
One last tune-up game, it's been an up and down season for Coach Wilkes over there at West Florence, and I'm sure he'll relish the opportunity to get his team on the field in another game to get ready for the big leagues.
Absolutely. Obviously, Sumter and Ridgeview, the class of those regions, or class of that region, and the Gamecocks look like they're going to finish the season undefeated in regional play. Looking down at the beach, it looks like it's Carolina Forest and everybody else since they've already beaten Myrtle Beach. So it looks like Carolina Forest is going to wrap that up tonight, and they are going to have a very high, I think maybe 1 or 2 seed going on in that Division I 5A playoffs down at the beach.
That's unbelievable. What a season for them.
Absolutely. But
well, thank you, my friend. We'll step aside here for a quick break, and kickoff will be coming up next here from Wilson High School as both teams get ready to take the field before kickoff. We'll be back after this.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. From residential to commercial, they have metal panels in a variety of colors and profiles, plus metal trims for a clean, finished look. They carry vinyl bag installation in several inch sizes and have red iron galvanized C's, channels, Z's, and angles. Adams Metal Building Supply. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years' experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-587-7768.
More live action. It's the high school football game of the week on 96.3 ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to Wilson High School as we are ready for a kickoff. The Falcons will defer to the second half. The Tigers of Wilson will be getting it first, and that means we'll get to see the dangerous Myquan McWhite as he, and it looks like Devon Bowman stand back at the 10. A squib kick to the 30 retrieved on that left side is Caden Bethea, one of their reliable receivers, catching it at the 30, and he'll meet the pile there and be dragged down, pushed back to the 32-yard line. So good starting field position for the Tigers tonight, as Tristan Howard, the senior quarterback, leads them for one last game here at senior night. He has a 59% completion percentage on 138 attempts, over 1,114 yards on the season with 13 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. A very impressive season for the senior distributor. He has been a huge reason why this team is where they are, playoff bound. And for this Darlington defense, they're going to have a change of pace here tonight. They have allowed a lot of points here in their region games. They've lost by an average of 50, or given up an average of 50 points in their losses. Give up the middle. A solid starting run there for the Tigers as he's out to the 39-yard line, right up the middle of the field. Gang tackling there by the Falcons brings him down. It'll bring up second down and 4. Quickly back to the line go the Tigers. That was number 8, Caleb Collins, on the carry there. Throw outside, Caden Bethea on a screen pass, incomplete. A big hit there as he dropped the football. A big hit laid by Connor Moses. Excuse me, that was number 32, Jamari Corbett, on the tackle there. It'll set up a 3rd down and 4 now, as Howard will check to the sideline to get the play call. Still in the gun. The tailback to him is Zechariah Butler to his right. 4 wide for the Tigers. High snap. Now Howard's going to roll to his right. Pressure will get to his face. Firing down the sideline. Intended for Myquan McWhite at the 35-yard line, but he was out of bounds. A tight pitch and catch attempt there by that Tiger duo there, but too close to the out-of-bounds sideline. It'll bring up 4th down and 4. So it'll bring up a Tiger punting situation there. A good stop for the Falcons on their first defensive stand of the game, as they're in a punt safe look here. 2 deep men back, but a lot of guys up front for the Falcons. Not buying this look here from the Tigers. High snap, the punter will field it and get it away. A nice high booming kick that'll go to the 30. It is fair caught there by the electric Orion Small, the corner. Good punt there by number 13, Taylor Brand, who's really turned into a solid weapon on special teams for the Tigers later into this season. So they will start at the 30, does Mr. Jalen Augustus and this Falcons team. They have struggled in much of their region games, as previously stated here, but Augustus is always a dangerous weapon in this offense led by head coach Jamie Johnson. They've been in this program for 3 years together, so they definitely have that mind meld. 1st down and 10, empty set for Augustus. It's using a drop look to throw, screen pass to that right side. He's going to break a tackle there across the 35 and out of bounds. A solid little pitch and catch there by the Falcons on their opening play of the game. That was number 12. That was Frank Ham III, the senior, with a nice catch there brings up a 2nd down and 3. Quickly to the line go the Falcons here with 11 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. Augustus sends his man in motion. Low snap. He'll keep it going left side. Counter play. Augustus across the 40, falling ahead to the 42-yard line. In traffic there, wrapped up. I think the first man there for the Tigers was number 22, Jaquan Burgess, one of their leading tacklers on the season, the exciting sophomore who will definitely be making a further impact for Coach Brian Wilson further on in the season. Augustus now fresh set of downs, 1st and 10, staying in that empty set. He'll take the snap, look to throw. He's got time, firing right side into the flat. Got a man, but a nice tackle there. Put him right into the ground. Only a gain of 2. Again, I believe that was number 12. That was Brian Wilson. A nice play there by the corner. And that'll set up a 2nd down and 10 now. They stay in that empty set with Augustus. Pressure look from the Tigers. Look, they could be sending up to 7 or 8 there. Hard count from Augustus. A little bit of movement. Nothing across the line. 10 seconds left on the play clock for Augustus. Snaps his hands. He'll look to throw again. They only send forward to the Tigers. He's going to throw down the far right sideline. He's got his man at the 40. A great catch. A mossing grab. That was number 3. That was Jarius Brooks. An unbelievable catch there. And the Falcons immediately into Tiger territory at the 42-yard line. Fresh set of downs for Augustus and crew as they send a man in motion. Augustus sweeping to the right side. Gets that corner. He'll get about 5 or 6 yards before stepping out of bounds. Late flags fly in here. I believe I saw a little laundry fly in there late. We'll check that. Impressive start to the drive for Jalen Augustus and Jamie Johnson as they are moving this football well. Still looking at that sideline. They're conferencing with Coach Johnson now. This Wilson Tiger defense definitely has improved a lot so far this season. 1-9 last year. They weren't the most disciplined group, but as you can tell, Coach Wilson has really changed the culture of this team. As we're still waiting for the ruling here from the officials. 9:43 to go here, first quarter action as Wilson punted the ball on that first drive. And now this will be, it will be a holding call against the Darlington Falcons there on the corner. That'll back them up. We'll see how much there will be from the spot of the foul. As it looks to be, they're going back and forth here. I believe it was an offsetting penalty there. As we bring in my partner, Chuck Lawson, welcome to the booth, Chuck. Happy Halloween, my friend.
Happy Halloween to you as well. I got stopped on the way with my wrestling mask. They told me to take it off.
I believe it.
But I got a surprise outfit for halftime.
Oh, goodness. I wish everybody could see it. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs after all of that confusion. It was an offsetting set of penalties there. From the 25, Augustus will look to throw, scrambling to his right, pressure. He's going to heave it into the end zone, back at the corner. He caught it. Did he get his foot down? He did not. His foot was on the line. Incomplete, but Jalen Augustus has been throwing the ball down the field so far tonight, Chuck.
Yeah, that play right there, I just got my first glimpse of him tonight, and that looks more like the last year version.
Absolutely.
That pass was on there just a little bit off, but, man, that was a good pass and a good play by him.
Right before you got to join us, he threw another great ball down the sideline there as you were just walking in there. A great catch by Brooks to set up this possession now. Wilson with a quick 3-and-out on that first drive. As we have set the stakes for tonight, Darlington, a win will give them a great chance to make the playoffs. Augustus will take the snap, rolling to his right. He's going to take it himself to the 20 as he thumps a man out of bounds.
It was a nice game by Augustus. I mean, he took it to the outside by himself. It was a design run for him, but he also got flipped over pretty hard and landed on his back, and that's something you don't want to see your quarterback take over and over in this kind of game, because I heard on the radio that Darlington is eligible for playoffs possibly now.
Yes, sir. That is the update. They are 15th in RPI. There are 16 spots for the 4A region, so
Y'all did a great job filling in where I wasn't here, so I was glad to listen for the first time in years.
They'll call a timeout there, Darlington. A 3rd and 5 upcoming here as we'll take a short timeout with them here. They're threatening. It is a 0-0 ball game with 9 to go in your Florence Game of the Week.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at stoudenmeyerdowling.com.
More live action. It's the high school football game of the week on 96.3 ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the high school football game of the week here on 96.3 ESPN Radio. Halloween night, the final week of the season. A lot at stake for both of these teams as they're competing for the Virgil Wells Trophy. It is a 3rd down and 4 for Jalen Augustus here at the 20-yard line. Threatening in the red zone are the Falcons. Augustus sends a man in motion into the backfield. He's going to look to run with him to that right sideline on an option play, fighting at the line to gain, and they will push him forward. Augustus, a big push there at the end by that Falcons offensive line, gets them all the way to the 10 and a big first down.
That, like I was saying, that looks a lot more like the Jalen Augustus of last year, to be honest with you, James. Now, one thing I don't know is why they let these plays go on so long like they are now. That should have been blown dead probably a little bit before that.
They didn't stop that forward progress immediately. The Falcons will take every yard they can get. It's inside the 10 now. Augustus, as you mentioned, Chuck, some of his numbers down from his region MVP position last year. Now the Tigers will call a timeout here as their backs are getting pushed against the wall here on this opening drive. Both these coaches want to establish that early presence in this game. Coach Johnson seeking that early opportunity to try to get that stop and get that score. And the Tigers, they got that ball first and they weren't able to get anything. So a stop here and just holding them to, well, with the Falcons kicking situation, either a 7 or a 6 or nothing is kind of what their situation has been for most of this season. So every stop in the red zone is crucial for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, I know their punter's decent, but I don't think they have a great kicker like you were saying. This is very crucial to both of them. These 3 points are going to be crucial in this game as well. Both teams have playoff implications, clearly. Yep. Y'all talked about it a little bit. If they win at Darlington, not Darlington, but if Wilson wins, Darlington's out. So
yep.
I really feel like they're going to really be giving everything they can in this game because I didn't think they had a chance. Now they do. 100%. They know they do. Wilson, maybe they might just back off a little bit. They're already in.
They're wanting their positioning as well. They want to try to play as good of matchup as possible. Augustus, first down and 10, first and goal. They got to get to the goal line. Incomplete there. High throw, threw it to the right on a slant intended for number 12, Frank Ham III. A little high there for him.
Yeah, and he had time too, James. He was back there by himself, just overthrew the receiver, like you said. Not sure. Yeah, I guess you're going to miss some.
A little excited, a little happy feet there. Brings up 2nd down and 10. They've stayed in this empty look for most of the night. They'll stay in it here with Augustus. Man in motion from right to left. Augustus fakes to him, and he's going to counter right. Augustus following his blocks inside the 5, fighting, and now the Tigers will stand there at the 5, pushing him back. A good gang tackle there by, I believe that was that was Jordan Davis, one of the lead tacklers for the Tigers in there for the stop. It'll bring up a 3rd down now and about 6 yards to go.
And Augustus is just hard to bring down, period. They're having to tackle by population, my term that you like to hear me say. But, yeah, that's what they're doing to him. But he's gaining 3 and 4 yards.
Augustus, a slippery runner. He is a lot of fun to watch, very electric with his feet. They're going to need it here. 3rd down. Again, they send that man in motion. This time he's going to follow him left side. The Tigers are on him, though. They get past that fake and the blocks, and they bring him down right at the line to gain. That was number 18, their leading tackler of the year. Jaden Boston on them again for another tackle. And now it looks like Jamie Johnson is going to roll the dice and go for it here. It's going to be 4th down and 6.
Big stop for Wilson, no doubt about it. And if they do run the quarterback again at this point, I feel like Wilson will be able to stop it because they're already getting used to it a little bit. They're going to have to try something different, pass play, pitch to somebody. But he's in the backfield by himself, so I don't see a pitch coming.
They stay in that 5 wide. One of their big tight ends in the slot. May have to watch out for him there. Augustus confused with the look, and they'll go ahead and burn their second timeout here in this first quarter here with 7 minutes to go. This has become quite the saga here on this first red zone attempt here for the Falcons, Chuck.
Well, you can tell how important it is to both teams. One's trying to stop them, one's trying to get in. And I realize that Wilson does have, they have a reason to be out here and to try to perform well, and they're going to. And that's the heart of what you want to see if you're Jamie.
100%. It's a region matchup at the end of the day. You're competing for the Virgil Wells Trophy. This is what some would consider to be kind of a rivalry. One of the lesser ones when you're talking about, the Florence rivalries. Everybody talks about the 3 big schools in Florence, but Darlington definitely works their way in there with these rivalries as well. So both these teams want to get this win, want to get this before the postseason, I can imagine, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Darlington's part of it, and it's another team that we're following right now. We've done a couple of their games, even last year and this year. Yep. It's just a good team to watch. It's part of the PD area.
A program that's really revitalizing itself, too. Yeah. A lot of good football going on in the PD now.
Yes, sir. All right, we're getting back to it again.
Here we go.
James.
Yes, sir. 4th down and 6. Augustus trotting back to the shotgun as he'll stand at about the 12 or 13-yard line. Empty set all by himself is number 11. He'll take the snap. It's a straight drop. Look to throw. Fade to the left side. One-on-one. Low pass, incomplete. Great coverage there by the Tigers. I think that was number 13, Taylor Brand. A great play. And the Tigers will turn away the Falcons on the first attempt for Jamie Johnson and crew. A huge stop.
Yeah, big time for momentum, too, for Wilson after going 3 and out and then letting evidently Darlington, I'm not sure where they started their possession, but they marched all the way down to the 5-yard line with the ball. Ran a lot of clock off, but got no points from it. Very disheartening if you're Darlington.
Because moving the ball down the
red
field
zone all the time.
Now Tristan Howard and the Tigers start from the goal line. It is a straight read to the right side. The Falcons all over it there as Howard kept it immediately. He may have lost a yard or so there, Chuck.
Yeah, good play by Darlington's defense. Both teams are here to play. We can tell, just from what I'm seeing so far. Wilson's offense has got to get more negative yardage. Otherwise, Darlington did move the ball pretty well. The chance to stop them every time they're in the red zone is going to be a little slim, too.
Brings up a 2nd down and 11. In the gun is Howard. Hard count, checks to the sideline. Long audible play call here. 6 seconds on the play clock. They switch Zachariah Butler, the tailback, to his left side, and they're going to give it to Butler right up the middle of the field. But a great play there as a great block shed right on the line there. Number 6 for the Falcons, Previs Brown with a great tackle at the line of scrimmage. Only a gain of 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, and they're trying to run that play pretty often up the middle. I get why they're not wanting to pass right here. They're either trying to get to where they can punt in a better position, but it is the last game of the season. You are going to have to pull some tricks out to win.
3rd and 8, Howard play fake. Going to throw down that right sideline. Got his man is Mick wide open at the 40, 45-50. Will they catch him? 35-30, 25-20, 15, 10-5. Touchdown, Tigers.
All right, that's what I was just talking about. You've got to be able to take chances in that area. They took a big chance. Guess what happened, James? Big-time touchdown.
It's not that much of a chance when you throw into Myquan McWhite, though. He has made plays for the Tigers all season long, and no one was going to catch him there, just streaking down that right sideline. And that's a quick 95-yard touchdown for the Tigers.
And the quarterback should get the same credit for that throw. That throw was perfect.
Yep.
It hit him in perfect stride, everything. He just took it to the house.
And that's how you flip the script if you're the Tigers here on senior night. 5:23 to go. Extra point here pending. High snap, low kick, no good on the extra point there. Just not a great series on that special teams unit there. Looks like, I don't know if it got blocked or just not the best kick but the score stays 6-0 Tigers.
I didn't get to see it, but one thing that I talk about a lot is special teams, especially in high school. It's just huge. Just right there is an example of a point that should have been possibly made that you need. And this is where we'll find out. I think this game possibly could come down to special teams. But after that last play, if Wilson keeps doing that kind of stuff, this game is going to be hard for Darlington because he outran everybody, yes. James.
McWhite has been electric all season, one of the best players in this area. And I can only imagine if you're the team that's going to be playing Wilson in the first round of the playoffs, you double X circle that guy right there because he is a problem wherever he lines up.
Yeah, my understanding, he's going to be a problem in college too.
Yep. He's got a couple of little offers here, waiting for a big D1 offer still for Myquan McWhite. Got offers from Newberry, Anderson, and Allen University. But this kid is fast enough to be a Division I athlete. The kick is away here. A little short, shallow kick caught at the 15-yard line. Return down the left side up to the hash mark at the 30-yard line. And that's where the Falcons will take it at the 30. A good return there. That was number 8 of the Falcons, Nico Wells, on the return.
Yeah, and special teams, I just saw who the kicker, the kicker is for Wilson. That's Taylor Brand.
Yep.
I've known him for years. He was a really good soccer player, but it's translating to this. If you remember, he was a guy that was punting when South Florence was trying to block it over and over last year, and he kept getting those punts off, which was impressive to us.
I'm not sure if he was the place kicker, though. I saw him do the kickoff tonight, so we'll have to double-check the place kicking duties. I couldn't get the number in that crowd. Augustus will take the snap, drop to throw here on first down. He's got time, firing a little pop pass in the middle there, incomplete into traffic. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, to me, he had a little time. He was back there by himself once again. He could have ran that ball instead of throwing it because he threw it between 2 Wilson defenders to try to get to 2 of his players that were behind him, and nobody got it.
They stayed in this 5-wide look. Jamie Johnson likes to have Jalen Augustus play that point guard role with all the decision-making that comes with it. Augustus claps his hands. He'll take the snap. He's going to power run left side. A patient running from Augustus is now Hill will be driven back. A patient run of about 4 yards for Jalen Augustus. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, and Jordan Davis, number 6, was in on that first initial hit to hold him up. There was another guy, I couldn't get his number, but they held him and stopped him. He did not get much of a game, is what he has been getting.
This is a huge 3rd down and about 5 yards here for the Falcons, sitting at the 35-yard line, trying to get this drive out of the garage, and that won't help them as a hard count there, and the only man to move for anybody was the Darlington wide receiver Cambron James. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 3rd and 10 now.
And if I remember correctly, Cambron James was actually a pretty good receiver as well.
He definitely is involved a good bit in this offense. No receiver really standing out above the rest for the Falcons, but they like to get a lot of these young athletes involved. They got a lot of good ones. They're going to need them here. 3rd and 10. 2 tight ends for Augustus, 3 wide receivers. Augustus steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to look to run. Left sideline, 35-40 as he scampers out of bounds right at the first down sticks. They're going to mark him at the 42-yard line. 1st down, Falcons.
And that time he actually didn't try to throw it in traffic. He saw that the opening was there for him to take off, and he took off and gained the necessary yardage to get a 1st down. That's a really good play by Augustus.
4:09 to go here in the first quarter of action. The Falcons desperately needed that 1st down to get this drive going. Now they got to respond to that big touchdown from Myquan McWhite. Augustus will look to throw, firing a screen right side, caught, looking for blocks as he scampers past the 45-yard line. He'll be dragged down right there.
And I think that's the kind of plays they need to actually use, is throwing that ball outside, because if not, if Gus is the only one running the ball, because they don't have a running back there. I hadn't seen one, and if they are, they're not back there long.
I know they've had a couple of issues with injuries this year at the tailback position. I know they got a couple of guys get hurt against South, Second down and 6. Now Augustus, a quarterback draw right up the middle, and there goes Jalen Augustus. He breaks free right down the middle. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5 at the pylon. Touchdown Falcons. Jalen Augustus does it himself.
What a nice play by that young man. And that's the kind of thing we were talking about, how good he was last year. Tonight, he seems to be on that level, and it's really good to see. What a great score. He's the same way. When he turned them Jets on, nobody was touching him.
He's got such long strides. He's got long legs. He plays basketball and baseball, and you can tell with that lanky frame, he is a great athlete in space. And like you said, whenever he gets going and those wheels start moving, no one's going to catch 11. And now a 2-point conversion attempt here for Jamie Johnson and the Falcons with 3:29 here in the first quarter of action, looking to take the lead by 2. Now a big change of pace here, a big heavy set. Augustus will line up under center here. One tailback, a little wishbone formation. On the dive, he'll get it. No, Augustus, did he keep it?
Yeah, he did. He got stuffed, too.
Fooled me, and not the Tiger defense. A big stop there, and it'll be at 6-6 still.
Yeah, he had 3 guys on him after he kept the ball. He tried to run it straight. They stood him up. He didn't get anywhere. I think he might have got a yard or 2, but after that, boom, stop. Not 2, because I think he was on the 2, but they stopped him after about 1 yard.
So no 2-point conversion for the Falcons. It'll leave the score at 6-6, but just what they needed, a big Jalen Augustus run to match Myquan McWhite's big touchdown reception. And we got ourselves the making of a fantastic end-of-season matchup here, Chuck.
Yeah, and special teams are coming into play. That's why the score is tied right now, 6-6 instead of 8-6 or 8-7. Got a good game going here.
Number 80 for Darlington, Zayden Johnson will kick it away here. A little pooch kick to the 25. It'll bounce there and picked up by number 1, Devon Bowman of the Tigers. He's going to take it left side, 35-40, and scamper out of bounds at about the 42 or 43-yard line. So both these teams trying to get creative here on their kickoffs to try to limit these returns, but good starting field position again for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was a really good return. That's one of the things I've talked about some all year is when they get the ball over there and then try to go all the way to the opposite side of the field. It's really hard for them to outrun him. He almost broke that, but he did get by, and he gave himself about 15 yards on that return. It's a really good return, put his team in really good field position.
This Darlington defense has been on their heels a lot this season. They're going to be asked to put up a big stop here. And I'm sure after Myquan McWhite just burns you deep, it's a little bit of there's a penalty here. Late face mask call here against the Tigers, as that's going to back him up to the 32-yard line. So still pretty good starting field position here as Tristan Howard settles in. A tight set here from all the receivers. They set a man in an orbit motion, but they're going to give it up the middle. That's Butler going left side. Big Zachariah Butler across the 40. And a solid first down run of a gain of 8 there for Butler.
Yeah, he didn't get touched until the safety hit him just now. He got around to the left-hand side. What a nice run. Good first down play.
And that safety that hit him is not feeling well after that hit, as he is slowly getting off the field here with the help of some of the coaching staff. I wasn't able to get the number of that young man, but hope he is all right. Yes, sir.
38, I believe, was the number.
38. James. I don't see a 38 on the roster, my friend, but we'll double-check it. Hopefully we can get an update from him shortly. Nonetheless, a nice run by Zechariah Butler sets up second down and 1 after a 9-yard gain on first down. Howard in the gun, trips to his right. As this time he'll keep it going left side. Tristan Howard, a nice keep from the 50 to the 45-yard line and pushed out of bounds there. A great decision on the quarterback keeper for Tristan Howard, and that's a big Tiger first down into Falcon territory.
And both these offenses seem to be moving the ball, not necessarily at will, but they're able to move the ball pretty well. That was a nice run by him because he didn't see anybody open. I believe he was originally going to pass that ball, and then he took off to the left when he saw the opening and gained big yardage.
Staying in that bunch set. They'll check to the sideline here with Coach Wilson. First and 10 Howard will look to throw, fire a screen left side. That's Caden Bethea, a nice catch and run to the 46-yard line where he's tossed out of bounds there, just shy. But another nice gain on first down of about 8 or 9 yards.
Yeah, so far their offense is just moving kind of at will wherever they want to. Pass game, run game on this drive anyway.
2nd down and 2 now. Quickly they get back to the line. This time they up the middle give. That's Butler rumbling forward across the 30 and a nice gain of 6 or 7 yards for another Wilson Tiger first down deep into Falcon territory now.
Yeah, at this point, Darlington's have a little problem stopping them right now because they're moving this into different spots, different aspects, and he just pulled them. Oh.
Quickly, they get back to the line. Howard hard count, but Darlington able to get back to their side of the line of scrimmage. Howard now takes a snap, high snap, but he was able to corral it, give it to Butler right up the middle of the field. There goes Zechariah Butler into the secondary, across to the 15-yard line. I think I saw a late flag fly in there, Chuck, but Zechariah Butler finding space here early.
Yeah, that was a good run by that young man. He's got a little bit of speed as well, and also he didn't mind putting his shoulder down a minute ago. He's a little bit of a brute too.
He's got a little power to him. He's a smaller tailback, only listed at 5. Excuse me, they got him listed at 5'12" here. I'm not sure that's a real thing. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say he's probably a solid 5'6", and they listed him about 175 pounds. So
5'12", that's pretty funny.
The hold on the penalty will mark them all the way back to the 38-yard line, so a tough play there after the nice run. It'll be first down and 18 for the Tigers. 10 seconds left on the play clock as Howard checks with the line of scrimmage. He'll look to throw. Straight drop firing to the left side. He's got his man at the 38-yard line, the 32-yard line as he's corralled right there. As I think that was McWhite.
Yeah, that's
trying to do a little dance there.
Yeah, they got that defense a little bit confused because they're going run play, pass play, run play, pass play, and they're pulling all of it off.
Now a far trips look to the right for the Tigers here. 2nd down and 12. 3 receivers bunched all the way at the right side 30-yard numbers there. Really close to the sideline. They're going to look to that trip side, and they're going to fire to the screen. He's got blocking on that right sideline. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Devon Bowman, and the Tigers are back on top.
Yeah, that's just the same play they did on the opposite side. They're leaving a gap over there, so when they're throwing that pass over to either side, those guys are getting at least 8 yards. Just then, he juked the guy that could have stopped him, and he was gone. It wasn't nobody. Once again, nobody was touching these players once they get past that level.
Those far
They're
splits
fast.
give you so much space, so it's 3-on-3. You get that one guy to miss. And Devon Bowman, he's a special athlete. He leads the team in interceptions as well, but he's great on the offensive side. And now it's 12-6 here, and now the Tigers looking to go for 2 here, and welcome back Tamari Eccles. And it's not Tamari Eccles. They're putting up Myquan McWhite, in that Wildcat package. Myquan McWhite, he's going to take it up the middle of the field, dancing into the end zone. Myquan McWhite for 2.
Yeah, it's a nice design play. Once again, offensive line is pushing back on Darlington. They're winning that battle right now, especially right now.
Yep.
I mean,
with a minute and 1 second now, the Tigers take an 8-point lead to go here in the first quarter. And yes, it's looking like the Tigers are going to be able to start to lean on this Falcon front and get some nice yards that way. But another dominant drive by the Tigers on offense.
Yeah, the only thing that stopped them just then was almost themselves when they had that penalty, but they made up for that with that play right there.
Absolutely.
They're having big splash plays. Everybody is right now, both sides.
I believe I just heard the PA announcer state there was a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at the end of that touchdown play there, a celebratory penalty. So we'll see where they'll line up for the kickoff here. As it looks like they're going to be backing it up to the 25, I believe, here, Chuck. Or we'll see where they actually mark it at. A little bit of confusion here by... Yeah, now they're going to go ahead and signal the penalty, and now we'll mark it back. I believe Coach Jamie Johnson there was a little curious as to why it was taking him so long to mark the ball back there at the 25, but now We're all set to go here as Taylor Brand's got it, and he'll kick it from the 25-yard line. The Falcons, 3 men lined up at their 30. Orion Small, the electric safety, standing in between 2 of his teammates there.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal athlete, too. Really, really good player. I think it was North-South team.
High kick for Brand, as that's just going to go right out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Just a little pooch punt there, not giving anybody a chance to return that. So, again, good starting field position for all the offenses, really, except for that one big Wilson touchdown, which really didn't stop them.
That was actually, if they didn't call a penalty, that was actually a really good play because they would have got the ball at the 35 if the ball goes out of bounds, and he just kicked it out of bounds at the 40 just to make sure there was no return.
I believe they're gonna tell him to re-kick it.
There you go.
Yep, Coach.
There should have been
Johnson.
a penalty. I think he's got it in his hand right now. The referee. I see it.
Yeah, they got the penalty called. They're gonna make him re-kick it.
Okay.
They're gonna bark him up 5 more yards here, I think, and so. This is going to be excellent starting position here for the Falcons.
We saw this against West Florence, the same thing. Remember they kept kicking it out of bounds? Same exact thing. I don't understand the strategy behind it, though.
Well, Coach Johnson, he's fine to just keep moving this thing on up, and hopefully if you can give it to Orion Small here in the middle. We saw how electric he was even in short order against the Bruins a couple of weeks ago. As I'm sure Brand has been instructed, just don't give him the chance. This will be from the 20 as Taylor Brand. He'll kick this away. A nice line drive. It goes right to between the legs of Orion Small. All the way back to the 15. He'll retrieve it, and now here he goes. Across the 20, going right sideline, stiff arming, and he'll be wrapped up there at the 25-yard line. And all in all, a nice play there by the Wilson special teams to get them all the way back to the 25 after those penalties.
And I mean, what's the chances of that kind of kick going through? But if you do it, you do it. And it got all the way through and got by the last player, which is why now they're at the 25. So I wonder if you kind of wish you would have just kept the ball at the 40 at this point.
Like you said, Brand's a good soccer player, so he gave him a little soccer kick, a nice speed ball right between your legs.
Yes, and in soccer, that's called a nutmeg, by the
way.
way.
Hey, nutmeg. So at the 25, the Falcons will once again come out in a hole again here as Augustus was able to lead them down the field on a beautiful touchdown run. We'll see if he'll try to replicate that here. Starting at the 25, empty set for Augustus here. 2 tight ends, 3 wide receivers. Low snap, Augustus will field it and run right side. He's got that edge at the 30, 45, at the 35, 40-yard line as he's tripped up and knocked out of bounds. Late whistle there. We'll see where they actually marked him out of bounds at. Yeah, they're going to mark him way back at about the 34-yard line. Nice gain of 9 for Augustus on first down.
Yeah, I think he was trying to tiptoe the sidelines, and we couldn't see him here, but he had to have stepped out of bounds right there. They were perfectly on that spot.
Staying in that same formation, Augustus calls for it. He's going to look to run again right up to the middle of the field. Is Jalen Augustus as he rams into the offensive line, and they'll pick him up and throw him back. Trying to make sure they don't get a penalty there was number 22, Jaquan Burgess. Yeah, but that's going to be forward progress and another first down for the Falcons.
He did. He picked him up, but he let him down gingerly.
He dropped him down as gently as he could.
He did.
At the 36-yard line now, fresh set of downs for Augustus. Just inside 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Firing right side on a diving catch there. And a nice grab hauled in. A gain of 6 or 7 yards there. I can't get the number on him, Chuck. Looks like that was number 7. Yes,
number
sir.
7.
That was Cambron James making up for that mistake last drive.
And a little bit, that's some of the athletic ability that I was talking about with his receiving ability. That was a good catch by him. He dove for that, yes. Wasn't the greatest throw.
Led him towards that sideline, and they'll call it a gain of 7, second down and 3, and I think they're just going to wisely take their time here, and that's going to be the end of this exciting first quarter here on Halloween night. We got a lot of spooky action going on so far as the Tigers have a 14-6 lead over Darlington. We'll be back with the second quarter of your Florence Game of the Week after this.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
Now back to the high school football game of the week on 96.3 ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the PD High School Football Game of the Week here at Wilson High School as we start the second quarter of action. And the Tigers here at senior night having a 14-6 lead over the Darlington Falcons. And quick little note here, both these schools take quite a lot of pride in their bands, both bands here for the final game of the season and making themselves known. The Battle of the Bands, as they like to call it here, as Darlington plays the Imperial March in the background. Cool to see a lot of the bands going back and forth as well. These two schools take a lot of pride in the pomp and circumstance and the pep about their football programs, and a lot of that has to do with their great bands.
Yeah, and both of them have great bands, like you said. They're competitive. Once again, I did hear that, and they're going back at it right now as we speak. But that was a little Darth Vader.
Right.
Trying to hear what that one is.
Right.
Oh, the game's about to start again. They got us concentrating on the band right now.
The bands we'll have to hear them at halftime. As they'll switch ends of the fields here, the Falcons now will go from left to right as they'll head back towards the school here, as they have it at the 43-yard line, second down and 3 for Augustus, as he's going to look to throw. Pump fake that screen, firing down that sideline, got his man at the 47-yard line into Tiger territory, wrapped up at the 45 there. A nice pump fake and then throw down the field. Number 3 is another big catch for Jarius Brooks. He made that big catch on the first drive and makes another big one here.
Yeah, no doubt. Very good play, but I'll just say I didn't catch the number on the Wilson defensive guy, but if he doesn't make that stop, that's another touchdown. He wrapped him up and made sure he didn't get any extra. But once again, beautiful play by Augustus.
Augustus definitely has looked in rhythm, like you said, Chuck, looking like his old self from last season, is now quarterback power to that right side all the way. There goes Jalen Augustus powering through defenders all the way close to that first down marker. Another good run there by the quarterback.
Well, I know he can't be auditioning for MVP tonight of the league again, but if he would have played like this and what we're seeing right now, he would have been right back there in the conversation again.
Absolutely.
Just having a phenomenal night right now.
You know, he doesn't want to see his collegiate career on the football field end here tonight. He wants to keep playing some football for Coach Johnson and the Falcons here. Second down and 1 as they're going to send Brooks in motion this time. He's going to fake it to him, and there goes Augustus again down that right sideline at the 25-20. Stiff-arming a man at the 15 out of bounds. Jalen Augustus making plays left and right.
What a beautiful play by himself. I mean, there's just nobody can catch him if he's getting out there. I know that guy, but he had to do an angle to get him, but also he was dancing around some. But he's just really having a strong running game, passing game. Just a phenomenal first half so far.
Yep. Now in the red zone for the Falcons now, as they seem to have the Tiger defense on their heels here. Looking like they may send some pressure. Augustus hard count, nobody moves. 10 seconds on the play clock. He's got all the time in the world. Sets back up. He'll call for the ball, looking to throw. He's going to fire down the left sideline into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons! What a catch! Did they call him in?
They should have.
They're still conveying it.
Yes,
He got it. Touchdown.
I think that what they were doing, James, that was a beautiful pass, by the way, and a beautiful catch. But they were trying to see if possibly his left foot came down before his right foot, but his right foot was in bounds first.
Trying to get the number on that young man. What a catch in that left corner of the end zone, pirouetting over the defender. And it is now 12-14, as I believe it was Jarius Brooks again, number 3. I believe that's who that was. We'll have to maybe double-check the stats at halftime. But, yeah, I think that was number 3, Jarius Brooks, who's been making a ton of plays so far in this first half. Now under center for the two-point conversion. Augustus, quarterback sneak all the way, just powering forward, trying to tie the game. Where are they going to mark him?
I thought he had it, but it looks like they're calling him short.
That initial surge did look good.
Yeah. I mean, it would be hard to see
no
with all
good.
that massive bodies with all of them up there together like that. But
they ruled Augustus short of the goal line, which will keep the score at 14-12 in favor of the Tigers with 10:39 to go here in the second quarter. But again, Augustus and the Falcons respond.
Yeah, no doubt. And that, once again, though, I hate to bring it up, but I don't hate to because it's part of football. Special teams is big. They're down by 2 now instead of being at least tied. So.
It's been the difference so far. Even in your two-point conversion packages here, they haven't been able to convert.
And you got to make some of these to be able to make this a game where, because if they make their two-point conversions, you don't. And they've also, Brand can kick okay if they're going to let him. I don't know if he's doing the place kicking. We'll find out. But I think he can make some of these extra points. But, of course, the coach knows way more than me.
For sure. The Falcons are going to be playing catch-up for the rest of this first half as they will retrieve the ball, getting ready to tee this thing off here as Zayden Johnson at the 40-yard line getting ready to kick this. McQuan McWhite and Caden Bethea, a dangerous duo back there to return.
They might get that band warning again like they did before because they're still playing.
Short onside kick. It's going to bounce past the 10-yard line, but a heads-up play by that center Tiger midfielder there to pounce on that football. But I think there was a false start penalty on the Falcons, so I think they're going to have to re-kick that, Chuck.
Yeah, and that was actually Taylor Brand, the kicker for Wilson, who got that ball, number 13.
Well, a heads-up
really good
play
hand.
there, yeah.
Really good hands.
But they're going to have to re-kick this now, and now the Tigers putting a lot more guys up front. They have 8 guys standing within 5 yards after that 10-yard buffer there. They actually have McQuan McWhite standing at the 40, kind of in that mid position here as they're trying to prepare for that to be kicked towards him on that little pooch kick. We'll see what Johnson does here. It's a high kick, end over end. It's going to go all the way back to the 20-yard line. This will be Devon Bowman coming from right to left now across the 30, stiff-arming a man, but dragged down. A nice tackle at the 34-yard line. That was number 20 for the Falcons. That was Shamad Jackson bringing him down.
Yeah, that's good special teams play as well. It's one of those times I was talking about. It's hard. I know Bowman's very fast, but it is hard to outrun that many players when you try to go across the whole field. I'm not sure why they all do it, but they do it. I wish they would just run straight with the ball.
Right.
When we've seen them do that, they've gotten a lot more yardage. That time he got about 2 yards after he kind of tried to cut the corner, and that was it.
Tigers starting at the 32, bunch set to Tristan Howard's left as they start this drive. And they're going to throw to that bunch set. It's Devon Bowman who's going to catch it, weaving in between blocks as he's going to find a nice crease, getting all the way. They're going to have a nice spot for him, too, here at the 41, 42-yard line. A nice gain of 8 yards.
And Wilson's offense is taking off just as they did in the last drive. They're going to mix it up, it looks like, all night, and it's got Darlington confused.
As you mentioned that, Chuck, they go out of that bunch to the left look, and now they have a tight formation, too, on either side of Tristan Howard here as they're taking their time here, checking the play on the sideline now. Settling back in the gun, he'll send Butler to his right. Now sending 13 in motion, Taylor Brand. They're going to fake it now. Howard on a quarterback keeper right to that right sideline. They're going to be just short of that first down there. A nice tackle in space. They bring it 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that's Darlington defense needed to stop like that. Now they really need to stop them here to get it to 4th down to see what Wilson's going to do.
Howard, hard count. He'll check to the sideline. Single high look for the Falcons as they send Small a little closer to the line of scrimmage here. Butler, the tailback. They're going to give it to Butler up the middle of the field and nowhere to go. Bottled up and pushed back. The first man there for the Darlington Falcons was number 21, Keontae Scipio. Stopping him in the backfield. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
and now fourth down.
He was stopped in the backfield, and then the extra momentum from other players and everything got him still short of the line to gain and as well as the original line of scrimmage.
Coach Wilson not batting his eye. He's going to go for it here. Trips to Howard's left. They're in the gun. Hard count. Howard checks to the sideline. 8:30 and counting here, second quarter. They're at the 42-yard line. The Falcons with a stop would get excellent field position. Howard settling in, 3 on the play clock. He'll take the snap, quarterback draw all the way up the middle of the field. He's wrapped up from behind, and he won't get there. The Falcons make a huge stop in the backfield.
I'm seeing where they mark it. It's going to be close. It looks like he is stopped short for sure, James. Beautiful defense by Darlington. All of them were in there to stop him.
It was a huge team effort there. I saw a couple of guys. I really couldn't tell. The first one to grab Howard from behind just stopped him right in his tracks and gave the rest of the defense enough time to get in the backfield. Now that's a huge turn of events now for the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm seeing what they're convening about still.
They've
already kind of told them it was their ball.
Both the Wilson defense and Falcon offense are on the field.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It'll be Falcon football officially at the 42-yard line of the Tigers. Now, Jalen Augustus drooling at the opportunity here to try to take this lead. Man in motion is Brooks. He'll fake it to him, and he's going to run left side on a counter. Jalen Augustus patiently weaving through traffic. Now puts his shoulder down in a huge push by that Falcon offensive line. Big rugby-style push all the way to the 35. And now it looks like the late whistle blow. Oh, my goodness. They're still pushing back and forth here.
I think Wilson took that ball out before they blew the whistle.
As Wilson is claiming they have the football.
He was standing up, and when you do that, people can start pulling for that ball. Let's see if they stopped it in time, but he definitely, a Wilson player, pulled that ball out.
The dog pile ended at about the 30-yard line with all things said and done. As you mentioned it earlier, Chuck, they've let a lot of these plays go. Obviously, they were still pushing Augustus forward there, but the man does come out with the football in gold and purple.
Yeah, I saw when he grabbed it. I know I was using binoculars that time, so people were trying to figure out why I'd be able to see so close. I mean, I was right there on it. And they let it go and go and go, and that ball was pulled right out.
The massive humanity, they're trying to sort all this out here.
I think it was before the whistle. Let's see what they say on the referees. Yeah, yes, sir. That's exactly what happened. It looks like they got
still no official word.
I don't want to be, but we'll see what they say.
As they report back to each sideline here to give the ruling to each of the head coaches here. But it looks like, the Darlington defense will be emerging back in the Tiger offense. They're going to have the football back, so what an answer there by that Tiger defense. Just the awareness to know to keep ripping at that football, and Augustus was still on his feet, and now they got the football back.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand. I mean, I feel that play should have been blown dead a little bit earlier than that. Then when they get into that kind of stuff, all of them are standing up, nothing's blown. That ball can, and that's exactly.
That was a rugby scrum if I've ever seen it. It was pushing and shoving back and forth like a tug of war almost towards the end there. But the Tiger is able to rip it away, and now at the 30-yard line, the Tiger offense, Tristan Howard will look to lead them back down the field here. As that's something Augustus has kind of struggled with down the road here in region plays with turnovers there. It bites him again. But now Howard in the gun, give up the middle. Zechariah Butler, a strong run right up the middle of the field for a gain of 5. As he's been able to get those nice chunks on first down so far in this first half.
Yeah, they've had a balanced attack, like I said, and like you said, 5 yards. He's a really strong runner.
Staying in that bunch look, high snap, Howard corrals it again. Butler right up the middle of the field, running through arm tackles. And he'll get another gain of 5 or 6 and a first down for Wilson.
Yeah, keep running him right now. If they can't stop the play and you're getting 5 yards, why would you not keep going back to Butler?
Yep. 42-yard line. First down for the Tigers here. 7:30 left to go in the first half. They like this bunch look here. They're staying with it. And they're going to look to fake it. And now Howard rolls to his right. He's going to look to take off. Fires last second, and Marquand McWhite at the 40. All the way to the 35. Didn't step out of bounds. Still dancing all the way to the 31-yard line. What a quick throw there by Tristan Howard to find his go-to guy.
What a beautiful play. He barely was not at the line of scrimmage to make that illegal forward pass. What a beautiful play.
Great awareness
Wow.
to know where he was on the field and to keep his eyes looking for number 2. And now a big-time threat now all the way to the 30-yard line. First down to go for the Tigers. Howard now a tight bunch look. Give to Butler. Nice play there by the Darlington defense to stack him up immediately.
Yeah, I don't think he got any yardage just then at all.
I believe that was.
And we've seen Darlington's defense step up before when they have these short yardage. I know they're not short yardage right now, but if they can keep him in a position like this, you can let the people go and try to do your sacking for you right now.
Second down and 10. Trips to Howard's left as they also send McWhite in motion. He's going to take that jet sweep running left side. Patient running, turning it upfield for about 3 yards does McWhite. They'll bring up third down and 7.
This is a big time for Darlington to stop Wilson and get the ball back because it seems like right now they're trading the ball a little bit back and forth.
Right on the edge of comfortability when it comes to kicking as well here. 4 wide set for the Tigers as they spread them out. As they check the play call to the sideline. Inside 10 seconds on the play clock. Howard now settles in. They send Butler in motion to the left as he's going to look to throw that way. Pressure in Howard's face. He's got to evade it. Rolling to his right now. Firing down that right sideline. Incomplete into traffic. A great break up there. I think that was number 12. That was Frank Tripp Ham making a big play in the secondary. And that'll bring up fourth down.
And it was. What a beautiful play by, it looks like you said his name is Tripp, right?
Yeah, Tripp is his nickname.
Yeah,
Frank
yeah.
Tripp
What
Ham.
a nice play by him.
On McWhite as well.
Yeah, just a good play by also Howard. I thought he had him that time, to be honest with you. That's why I was trying to give credit to number 12, Tripp.
Howard did a great job of getting out of that pressure there, but now sets up fourth down and 7. They're going for it. Trips to his right. Howard's going to roll that way. Looking to throw all the way. Firing in the middle of the field. Low. Did he corral it in?
Oh, they're saying,
incomplete. They're going to say he didn't get his hands underneath it. Intended for McWhite. But a big turnover on downs, and the Falcons have another opportunity here in this first half.
They're kind of trading back and forth. Like I said, Howard had a chance just then, to be honest with you. He had an open pocket, but he was scrambling the ball. Just it's kind of hard to scramble and throw the ball a little bit back on
Not
your
able
body.
to set your feet. You're still rolling hard to that right side. It's hard to get that arm under control and get it down.
His receiver was open, and he made a valiant effort to try to catch the ball.
Now Augustus, after that fumble on the last drive, is now been gifted another stop by his defense. They start at the 29-yard line, sending Cambron James in motion. Augustus will keep it right up the middle of the field, but a big stop in the backfield, wrapping him up immediately. Were multiple Tigers. The man to bring him down was Boston in the backfield. Jaden Boston adding to his tackle tally with a big 3-yard loss.
And I think both defenses might have got a little bit mad at the offenses for running over them, because both teams now, it seems like Wilson, that's one of the bigger plays they've had in a long time against Jalen Augustus in this Darlington offense.
Tight look for Augustus as they're going to send Cambron James in motion again. Now Augustus keeping again into traffic. Maybe got back to the line, maybe a gain of 1. It's going to set up 3rd and 12, though, for the Falcons.
And they once again, when that beautiful term, however you want to call it, when a bunch of people come in at one time and tackle, that's what they just did again. And their defense is up for it right this second. I think, like I said, defenses might have got a little bit mad.
With 4:15 and counting here in this first half, Augustus is up against a 3rd down and 12. Too high safety look for the Tigers as they're going to drop deep. Augustus will look to throw, firing over the middle of the field, short of the line to gain right at the 30-yard line. I believe it was corralled in there by Nico Wells. It was a catch right at the 30, only a gain of 2 there, so it'll set up 4th and 8 and another punt for the Falcons there, 3 and out.
Yeah, after that play right there, they don't have a choice but to punt. They're backed up, but I've been saying now they're just trading back and forth, right? To say it's kind of got a weird feel to this game. Offense was dominating, now defense is
turn
dominating.
the on switch and turn the off switch here.
I wonder what's going to happen after halftime.
A little Freaky Friday action here on Halloween.
This has been a really good game.
Is they're going to look to punt this high kick as it's going to bounce at the 45 and take a nice Tiger bounce as it'll go all the way to the 35. Excuse me, a nice Falcon bounce all the way to the 35-yard line. Nice play there. I think that was Simon Whaley, the backup quarterback, who also takes up those punting duties to flip the field there.
Yeah, and I was telling you last time we were with Darlington, that's also the JV starting quarterback and the backup quarterback for the Darlington Falcons.
Obviously, he's going to be a huge part of this team. Maybe not, this game or if they make the playoffs, but next year. What does the life of the Darlington Falcons look like without Jalen Augustus next year? Is a big question that will be asked no matter the outcome of this game.
Yes, someone's going to have to step up.
Howard looks to throw, firing to McQuan McWhite on that right side screen pass, but an excellent open field tackle there to drop him only for a gain of 1. I think that was Khalil Green in space that time to bring him down.
Yeah, these defenses are coming to play in the second quarter. They're not playing around at all. What
check
a
that.
beautiful tackle.
That was Orion Small, of course,
really
to bring that tackle down there. 2nd down and 9 now. 2:39 and counting in this first half of action as the Tigers want to drain this clock and score. As Howard's going to look to throw middle screen to McWhite, and he makes a man miss at the 40, 45, 50. Into the middle of the field goes McQuan McWhite across the 40-yard line of the Falcons. And a big play there back to their go-to guy.
What an exciting play. That was a design screen, and he turned that thing up and made people miss in the middle, and that was all McWhite after that.
Now McWhite stands alone on the right side, trips to the left. As we approach 2 minutes to go now. As Tristan Howard looks very comfortable tonight in this Tiger offense. They're going to give it to Butler, and a nice crease that he finds as he bangs ahead for about 7 or 8 yards. And Zachariah Butler continuing the nice night.
Yeah, now the offense is getting mad. Like you said, just a crazy game.
Now Howard on a quarterback keeper going left side. Tristan Howard. Another first down. It'll be a gain of 10 there to the 21-yard line. And the Tigers moving it quickly here inside 2 minutes now.
Yeah, that was a good call by Wilson. Quarterback draw.
Again, quickly now, Butler up the middle of the field and another chunk of 3 or 4 yards there. 1:30. The Tigers maybe wanted to slow it down a little bit here. You don't want to give too much time to the Falcons. They're back to the line pretty quickly here, though. Now they'll slow it down, checking to the sideline. Yeah. Smart play here.
Yeah, they definitely are listening to you whether they want to or not, James, because it's doing exactly what they said.
That's what the coach is telling him, too. Now he'll look to throw, firing right side, incomplete. Had his man on a slant. That was McWhite who won that one back. He beat his man, and he would have been running into the end zone if he corralled that one.
Yeah, he would have. And that time, Howard had a good throw on him. That should have been caught, and it probably should have been 6 points.
They'll set up a 3rd down and 8. A big change of pace here if the Falcons can get this stop. The clock stops with 1:06 seconds to go. Howard in the gun. He'll spread it out 4 wide, and they'll send Butler out there too. He'll look to throw. Firing over the middle. Intercepted over the middle of the field. Across the 20, 25, 30, and he's knocked down there. And a big stop by the Falcons. I'm trying to get the number of these. Just ran to the sideline, swarmed by his teammates, but a huge stop there for Darlington.
Darlington is like defenses are starting to step. I know I keep saying it, but I thought that time Wilson was going to be able to do something. Bam! Defense steps up again. Defense has ruled this second quarter, James. From everything I've seen, the offense took the first quarter. They took a little bit of the second quarter. After that, this defense. And they got their ball back with enough time to score, too.
Love to give recognition to that young man who just read Tristan Howard all the way, stepped in front of that crossing route. And now with a minute to go, Jalen Augustus gets one more opportunity in this first half, down 2. And they got it at the 28-yard line. Augustus empty set, looks to throw. He's got time, firing right side, low, but it is corralled in. Once again, that's number 3, Jarius Brooks, who's been a hot target in this first half. That'll be a gain of 6 or 7 yards. Call it 7 yards. It'll be second down and 3.
Yeah, good throw by Augustus that time. I'm going to let you get back on it because they're in no huddle.
Yes, sir. 40 seconds to go here as Augustus settles back in. Calls for the ball. He'll look to throw. Clean pocket, firing over the middle. Got his tight end short as he falls down right there at the 41-yard line. That's LeVar Mills, number 9 on the catch there.
And this is where those 2 timeouts in the first quarter are
Clock
taking effect.
stopped with the first. Now it runs again at the 25-second mark. Augustus pumps, now firing down that left sideline into traffic. Almost had his man as Devon Bowman missed the pick. But he had his man, Frank Tripham, the third, down that sideline, just out of his reach.
Yeah, the safety went too early for it, and he tried to jump up in the air to stop it, and it went over him, and the receiver was right there. I mean, that was very, very close to a big play.
It looked like it was going to get picked, and then he just misjudged it. And then the receiver I don't think he even realized that he was going to have the opportunity at it. There is a late flag here.
I think it was pass interference, James. I saw them over there getting a little upset after they called it.
I didn't see the flag fly, but they are going to call a pass interference call. So this marks it all the way to the 44-yard line now. Augustus will look to throw, stepping up in the pocket, firing down that right sideline. Incomplete, intended for Cambron James. Looking for another home run ball there. Incomplete with 14.7 seconds to go.
At this point, it looks like, based on these last 2 plays, Augustus and this Darlington offense is going to go deep, see if they can't outrun one of these players. It'd be best to me for Wilson to play back a little bit on this one. It's only 14 seconds.
Yeah. The Falcons do have that 1 timeout in their back pocket as well. They can use the whole field here, and the clock stops with a first down. Second down and 10. They stay in that empty look. Augustus will look to throw. It's a screen to that the left side, making one man miss and then be dragged down shy of the 40-yard line. A quick throw there. That was number 2. That was James Spann on the catch. Timeout Falcons with 8 seconds to go here. And you're in a situation now, Chuck, where you're probably in Hail Mary range.
Yeah, and I actually thought they were going to do it on that play, but I was proven wrong with that screenplay that only got about 4 yards. But, yes, at this point right here, 8 seconds left, you probably have 2 possible chances to go deep.
Yep. Don't want to
if not, you'd have to get one right on the sideline, then you're going to go deep. Yep. So it just depends on what you see as an offense, I would think. Yep. You know, if you can get 20 yards and they're back 20 yards, take it and jump out of bounds.
100%. You want to have those routes that go to the end zone and then are probably at that second level, trying to get that underneath, that deep underneath, to maybe get a second play and score on that second play. We'll see what Jamie Johnson draws up here. It is 3rd down and 6. Won't really matter. Only 2 plays is how much time they got left. And I think, Brian Wilson going to play the game of chess here, and he's going to burn one of his final 2 timeouts as well, as now he gets another look at what the Falcons are doing. They've been in most of the same package for most of the night here, but just wants to get, you don't get to take the timeouts with you into the second half. So
no, you might as well use them to give your defense a little chance to see what they saw. But like you said, Augustus is back there by himself again. Didn't look like a whole lot had changed, but why not use it and talk to your team one more time to get them ready and prepared to say, hey, these are the things that can happen right now. Do not let somebody get by you. If anything, do a pass interference to keep them if you know you're going to get burnt. I know it sounds crazy, but you got to coach them to do things like that.
Well, you also probably should maybe have somebody spying as well. If everybody's got their back turned to number 11, I wouldn't want to see him in the open space getting close to the goal line if he's on a run. 3rd and 7. Now Augustus will look to throw. He's going to heave it middle of the field. He slips and falls at the 20, does James Spann, the intended receiver 4 seconds to go. They were looking to maybe spike that after that catch.
Yeah, he lost his footing on that route, or I don't think the pass was behind him. I think he just fell down. They needed that. That would have been, well, they'd have been in trouble at that point.
They would have been fire drilling it up to the line to try to spike it.
That would have probably been the end of it.
The clock does stop until it gets set, so it would have been real tight. But
yes,
this is definitely going to be the last play here. 4 seconds to go. Augustus at the 41 drops to throw. Roll to his right. Misses the sack, and he'll step it up. Firing into the end zone. It is intercepted by Devon Bowman. Add to his total on the season. Across the 20, looking to make a return, breaks a tackle. Cuts back. A lot of white jerseys, but he's still on his feet. Across the 30. 35-40, and he'll step out of bounds. He'll end the chase there and take this thing to halftime. An exciting first half of action here as the Tigers take a slim 14-12 lead here on senior night. It's been a ghostly, scary first half. A lot of highlights. We'll catch up with MJ for the updates around all those games we discussed before this game here. A lot of important playoff deciding matchups up ahead. We'll step aside for your Florence Game of the Week after this.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. From residential to commercial, they have metal panels in a variety of colors and profiles, plus metal trims for a clean, finished look. They carry vinyl bag insulation in several inch sizes and have red iron galvanized C's, channels, Z's, and angles. Adams Metal Building Supply. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-587-768.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at stoudenmeyerdowling.com.
And it's Matt Jordan here in the ESPN Radio 96.3 FM studios, where Wilson has a slim 2-point lead over Darlington, 14-12. Let's get into some of the scores right now. I know this is the one everybody's been anticipating. South Florence on top of Hartsville, 37-13. Lamar leading Louisville right now, 14-7. Manning has scored 24 unanswered to take a 24-6 lead into the half against Lake City. It's Socastee 14, St. James 7. Loris all over Ainer right now, 35-0. Carolina Forest on top of Conway, 13-0. Myrtle Beach 9, North Myrtle Beach nothing. McBee 21, Great Falls 12. Dutch Fork 21, Irmo 7. Cheraw leads Chesterfield 20-0, and in Skeeza, Florence Christian leads Trinity 21-7. In the college ranks, Memphis on top of Rice right now, 31-7. Syracuse on top of North Carolina, 10-3. Louisiana Tech on top of Sam Houston, 14-0. And the PD Ice Cats right now with a 4-1 lead over Blue Ridge. Your score at the half, it is Wilson 14, Darlington 12.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. From residential to commercial, they have metal panels in a variety of colors and profiles, plus metal trims for a clean, finished look. They carry vinyl bag insulation in several inch sizes and have red iron galvanized C's, channels, Z's, and angles. Adams Metal Building Supply. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-587-768.
This is a college football preview from the Sports Talk Media Network. Phil Kornbluth along with Chris Bergen. All right, Bergie, we've got South Carolina Clemson on Saturday. Coastal Carolina already having played on Thursday night at home against Marshall. And now the Gamecocks and the Tigers, little doubleheader action. Tigers with the noon kickoff and the Gamecocks with the 7 o'clock kickoff. Let's start with Clemson. Tigers at home against Duke. They better fix that pass defense or it's going to be a long day for the Tigers.
You know, there's so much focus on what's wrong with the offense. Is Garrett Riley in trouble up there, Phil? You know, is Cade Klubnik going to play on Saturday, or is it going to be Vizina for the second consecutive start? But I think you're right. More focus, hopefully, during the bye week for Clemson was on the defense and especially in the secondary, because if not, Darian Mensah is going to come in and feast on the Tigers secondary. Here's a guy with 17 touchdowns this season, just 2 interceptions. He is 8th nationally in terms of passing yards. And this is not, you know, a Duke team that you can take lightly if you're the Tigers. This is a Duke team from 20 years ago. Yeah, Mike Elko is gone, but he obviously left a pretty good stable of players at Duke, and they are playing some very good football. I think this might be one of the more entertaining games of the weekend if you like offense, and if Clemson can get theirs in gear, they're going to need it, because I'm not sure 26 points is going to be enough, which is what they're averaging right now.
Question is, what about Cade Klubnik? How healthy is he going to be? We still don't have a definite answer on that at this point, and even if he is healthy, when you're coming off an ankle injury like that, can he stay healthy out there?
Well, and also what does that do to the other aspect of his game, Phil? Part of his ability is to get out of the pocket and make plays happen running the football. And if he's got a dinged up ankle, maybe he can't do that quite as well, and he's going to have to stay in the pocket, and that obviously puts a lot of pressure on the offensive line. And again, it goes back to something Chuck Reedy has constantly said since the opening of training camp. Can Clemson run the football? He's not been impressed with the Tigers all season long with regards to their rushing ability, and something they just have not been able to do to take some of the pressure off Klubnik, and he can't do it himself. We've seen Lenore Sellers try at South Carolina, and sometimes it doesn't work for him either.
South Carolina got a night game at Ole Miss. Tough loss for the Gamecocks at home last weekend. They left a lot on that field at Williams-Brice Stadium, gave a great effort, and you have to wonder, can they regroup and find that same effort and energy and confidence? They played with a very high level of confidence against Alabama. Can they find all that down at Ole Miss?
Against an Ole Miss team, Phil, that's playing about as well as anybody in the country, and that's not a big surprise out of the SEC, coming off a really good performance against Oklahoma last weekend. And I thought Lane Kiffin was funny when Brent Venables actually made the comment that he felt like OU was the better team. And Kiffin chuckled and said, really? I don't think so. 34-26. And as Kiffin pointed out, they actually left some plays out there. He felt like they could have scored 50 points on Oklahoma. And here's an Ole Miss team, excuse me, Phil, that did not make the playoffs last year. And that obviously is stuck in their craw. And now they get a situation with their schedule. They don't leave the state of Mississippi the rest of the year. They've got the Gamecocks this weekend, the Citadel next weekend. They've got Florida at home, a bye week in the Mississippi State. Their schedule is set up for them to run the table if they can get past the Gamecocks this weekend and advance on, not and perhaps to the SEC championship, but certainly advance on to the college football playoff. This is a big game for both teams, and you just wonder how much USC has in the tank after just, as you pointed out appropriately, leaving it all on the field last week against Alabama.
And this should be a very interesting quarterback matchup with Lenore Sellers, who really had one of his best games of the season against Alabama, against Trinidad Chambliss, a transfer who's come in from the lower levels and stepped up in the big time of the SEC and has put the SEC on notice that he should be considered one of the top quarterbacks in the league as well.
And what's fascinating about him, Phil, he went in and just took the job, and I don't think they could go back to anybody other than him because he has been terrific for them and really playing some high-level football. And you got to love, if you're a quarterback, being in Lane Kiffin's offense because you know it's going to feature you and allow you to do all kinds of fun stuff. And with Lane Kiffin calling plays and Chambliss playing as well as he is, that Gamecock defense is certainly going to be tested.
All right, let's take a look at the rest of the state schedule. Furman, coming off a win over the Citadel, will be at home to take on Mercer, while Wofford, coming off a loss at East Tennessee State, another close loss for the Terriers, they'll be home to take on Sanford. Presbyterian, losers for the first time last week at Dayton, home to take on Valparaiso. South Carolina State on a 3-game winning streak. Open MEAC played last week, winning at Norfolk State. They'll be home to Morgan State on Saturday. Charleston Southern's won 2 in a row, blocked a field goal at the end of last week's game to beat Eastern Illinois, and Choso will be at Southeast Missouri State. Newberry closing in on a SAC championship. Winners of 5 in a row. They'll play at Anderson. Anderson last week, a loser to Wingate. The Trojans have lost 2 in a row. The Citadel back at home to take on VMI, the Military Classic of the South, Saturday in Charleston. Erskine, a close loser at Ferrum last week, will be home to Chowan. North Greenville will take on Ferrum at home on Saturday. Benedict, which lost its first game of the season last week to Albany State, will host Virginia Lynchburg. And Allen, a winner last week at Tuskegee, will play on Saturday at Morehouse. That's the college football preview. For Chris Bergen, this is Phil Kornblut on the Sports Talk Media Network.
For decades, Staudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Staudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Staudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at StaudenmeyerDowling.com.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. From residential to commercial, they have metal panels in a variety of colors and profiles, plus metal trims for a clean, finished look. They carry vinyl back insulation in several inch sizes and have red iron galvanized C's, channels, Z's, and angles. Adams Metal Building Supply. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding surrounding areas.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-587-768.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at stoudenmeyerdowling.com.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. From residential to commercial, they have metal panels in a variety of colors and profiles, plus metal trims for a clean, finished look. They carry vinyl back insulation in several inch sizes and have red iron galvanized C's, channels, Z's, and angles. Adams Metal Building Supply. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-587-768.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at stoudenmeyerdowling.com.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. From residential to commercial, they have metal panels in a variety of colors and profiles, plus metal trims for a clean, finished look. They carry vinyl back insulation in several inch sizes and have red iron galvanized C's, channels, Z's, and angles. Adams Metal Building Supply. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-75-87768.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at stoudenmeyerdowling.com.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at stoudenmeyerdowling.com.
Coming up after the game, it's the South Carolina High School Scoreboard Show on 96.3 ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the high school football game of the week here on 96.3 ESPN Radio, as we are halfway through the final regular season game of the season here on Halloween night. As it is senior night here at Wilson High School, they have a slim 14-12 lead over region rival, the Darlington Falcons. Chuck, will bring you in here for this little recap of this first half. A very back-and-forth first half. A lot of great action. The Stars definitely were out in that first half. The usual suspects, Jalen Augustus for the Falcons, McQuan McWhite for the Tigers. So what kind do you think in the second half will be more of a under-the-radar option for both these teams? We've seen, like you said, the Stars come out, but I feel like in the second half it's going to be one of the more, maybe not the superstars of the team that may make the impact in the second half.
Well, let me paint a picture on that as we're speaking about both teams right now. I think that both teams are going to have a big defensive stand like they did in the second quarter. Both offenses have been able to move the ball really well, and that's my opinion on what they're going to have to do in the second half. The leaders on defense are going to have to be the one that steps up. The leaders on offense have done pretty well tonight. They have thrown a turnover. Had thrown a turnover. I think Augustus who turned it over. No. It was
Howard threw the pick, and then Augustus had the fumble. So
yes.
One turnover for each.
Exactly. And so I know they're trying to do a little bit too much or a little bit more than normal. And the defense is going to have to take advantage of that. But I do believe whoever has the best defense is the one who's going to win tonight at this point.
I think you're correct as well. I think both these teams are going to really settle into this second half. Obviously, Darlington with a lot to lose in this game, a lot to win as well, with a playoff berth on the line. So for Wilson, it's a little bit more of a seeding-wise, not quite as the pressure-packed situation here, but obviously these seniors would love to go out with a win here at home as well, their final home game. They'll be in the away line for all of the playoff matchups upcoming. So,
yeah, and I mean, this is their, like you said, the last game. A lot of expectations, a lot of pressures also on seniors because it is their last game. You know, how are you going to perform in your very last game in high school? Some of them will move to college, but most of these players out here right now will not. And so, yeah, it's a very important game to them at home. Luckily, like if you're Wilson, yes, you do. You know you have another game, but you don't have one here, and that's exactly where this is where you've been bread and buttered for people to cheer you on, to celebrate you, and you won't have that anywhere else besides tonight.
the picture is painted. Thank you, Mr. Bob Ross. I wish everybody could take a little screenshot of what the booth looks like as I'm standing next to legendary painter here, Bob Ross. Help me break down some football action here on Halloween night.
Halloween costumes are the best, James. I love dressing up.
Yes, sir. As Wilson will kick off to start this second half, so Jalen Augustus will have a chance to eat into this slim 2-point deficit here. As the kick is away, and it is Taylor Brand to short kick into some traffic there, is wrapped up and slung down on that left sideline at about the 38-yard line. So good starting field position for the Falcons, as both these kickers not having really going to let the opportunity for the other one to have a big return in this matchup.
No, they keep it, but both times are normally what we've seen is the offense does get good field position because neither kicker really kicks it real deep. I think Brand might have a little bit of advantage for kicking, which means that Wilson has a little bit of advantage on that spot, but other than that, not much of an advantage.
Augustus takes the field in the gun. He'll take that snap and he'll run up the middle immediately, and the Tigers do a great job of penetrating into the backfield and wrapping up Augustus for maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage. That was big number 99, Jabron McFadden, in there to make the tackle, only a gain of 2.
And that's the kind of plays you're going to need to make in this second half over and over, is to wrap him up, because if he gets out in open space, it's going to be a nightmare.
You let Jalen Augustus take this game over. He's not going to let you have it back. Augustus quarterback draw again and again. The Tigers all over it. A replay of that first play is Jabron McFadden back-to-back tackles, this time for a loss. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 now.
The intensity they're bringing with the defense in this particular drive right now is exactly what we were talking about at the beginning, what I thought would be a difference maker. You got to keep it going, though, because that dude does not give up either.
Yep. Augustus stymied in the run here early. Now he'll look to throw here on 3rd down. Firing long sideline throw. Caught at the 48-yard line and slung out of bounds there. I think they're going to mark him just a yard shy. A pretty good route there by number 3. That was Brooks, who's been a huge target for them all night, but just a yard or so shy on his route there.
Yeah, he's been the big standout to me besides Jalen Augustus in their offense tonight. Because, of course, they don't have a running game necessarily without him, and I'm talking about Augustus. So to see the receiver having the night he's having is something he needs a Batman if you're trying to be Superman on this team.
For sure. It's now 4th and 3 at the 46-yard line. Augustus and the Falcons are going for it here at midfield. Augustus hard count. A little bit of movement there from the Tigers, but nobody moves. And now a timeout for Jamie Johnson and this Falcon offense here as they're set with an early 4th down in the second half.
I wonder if he's going to change his mind and possibly punt right here.
Definitely an aggressive
because he didn't, maybe
decision
didn't draw him off sides, which is what he's trying to do. That's why he called a timeout. We'll see. Because their punting game, we talk about special teams. Their punting it's just everything's a little shaky right now.
For sure. It's definitely not as polished as they would like it to be at this point in the season. But immediately you see this Wilson defense making a big impact in that quarterback run game in this first drive as they were stymieing Jalen Augustus. He was getting 5-6 yards a pop on those in the first half, and right there it was not happening.
No, not at all. That's why they had to turn to the passing game, which did give them a good positive yardage. But at the same time, this is a big, big play if you're Wilson's defense to get this ball, take the lead if you can, and then keep going if you're trying to make the distinction to be the next best seed, because that's what they're playing for.
The Falcons don't flinch. They are going for it here. 4th down and 3. Staying in that the empty set, 2 tight ends. Augustus, it's a run to the left side all the way as he runs into the traffic. I don't think he got there, though, Chuck.
He didn't, James. That guy had marked short. He's definitely short.
A big-time open field tackle there. And the Tigers are celebrating. They do get that stop right at midfield and will turn over Darlington. A tough situation there for the Falcons. But the Tigers excited to be able to start off the second half.
Yeah, now it's time for Darlington's defense to step up and see what they can do, because just then they stopped Augustus like on 3 straight plays himself.
Yep.
Now, I think he might have gained 3 yards total because he got 1 yard and then lost a yard.
Now at midfield, Tristan Howard will give McQuamick White's in the backfield, and he's going to scorch down that sideline. A quick 9-yard burst there by McQuamick White into the secondary, and that'll be close to a first down.
Now, if you're on the opposite side of that, you're the offense, that's a very, very good play, but not so much for the defense on Darlington, because they need to go ahead and help their offense out after that particular 4th down didn't make it.
As Ham and Small had to bring him down in the secondary there. You don't like that, as McQuamick White staying in the backfield with Tristan Howard in the gun. 2nd down and 1 now. McWhite moving back and forth in the backfield. Now he sets up to the right of Howard. He's going to keep it. And there goes McQuamick White on the edge, trying to catch it there, but a great open field tackle there. Huge play in the backfield. And Twain Graham, number 18, able to stop McQuamick White. And I think that'll set up a 3rd down, and McWhite comes up lame there as well as he'll hobble off to the sideline. That's a huge blow there for the Tigers if he can't come back in soon.
Yeah, he's been one of their star players on offense tonight. So, yeah, you definitely need McWhite's speed.
Zachariah Butler checks into the backfield now next to Howard here on this critical 3rd down and 1. As Butler, their big bruising back, has gotten nice gains so far tonight. They shift him back and forth. Now they send a receiver in motion. They'll fake it to him, and they'll throw it to that man in motion on that right side. Right there, the marker, but he hesitates, and he wasn't able to get it. Stopped right there at the 40. A huge tackle there by Darlington in space that time to bring him down short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, and that play went to Brandis, who it went to, number 13. And like you said, James, he should have just turned that ball straight upfield, but he tried to make a move instead of going ahead and getting to the 1st down, and it cost him.
It'll be 4th down and 2. Call it a long 2, maybe 3, as they're going for it here right at the 40-yard line. Into Falcon territory. They send Butler in motion. Howard in the gun. He'll look to throw. It's a middle screen to Caden Bethea, who's got it in the middle of the field and got running room at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Caden Bethea is in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
That's exactly what a beautiful design play. I don't know if you saw it. They let those 2 players come after, Darlington players come calling after Howard and about to sack him, but through that nice little screen play, boom, next thing you know, we just got a touchdown.
I asked who would step up in that halftime break there, seeing who would step up for the Tigers, obviously with McWhite out. Caden Bethea, the next man up, who's been a reliable pass catcher for them. The extra point is up and just off to the right. No good that time for Brand. The score stays 20-12, an 8-point lead for the Tigers with 7:39 to go here, 3rd quarter action. But another great drive there for the Tigers, extending the lead.
Well, Wilson's offense and defense came in this 3rd quarter so far. If their defense can make a big stop again and Wilson can get down and score again, we're looking at a good chance Wilson's going to be able to kind of like start to run the clock a little bit, different things like that, because they're just trying to make sure they got a good lead. Once they do, if their defense is playing like this, it ain't going to matter what Augustus does. But I got a feeling Augustus is about to show his senior leadership, to be honest.
100%. He's going to be asked to dig out of a hole here as Orion Small stands at the 10-yard line to field this brand kick. As he puts his foot into it as a end-over-end short little pooch punt at the 30 as they're going to try to return it. No, they didn't return it. The Tigers are able to fall on it. None of the Falcons were able to jump on the football. They thought it would go out of bounds, and the Tigers will take possession at the 25.
What a huge special teams mistake that was. I didn't get his number, but you got to see that ball. I could tell from here it wasn't going out of bounds. It didn't even have enough speed to make it out of bounds. And Wilson, heads-up play by their special teams. I was just talking about it. They didn't even get a chance. I'm sorry, Augustus. I don't know if I jinxed you or not, but.
And he won't even get the opportunity now as out trots Tristan Howard and the Tiger offense again to build on this lead. And an almost immediate red zone trip here inside the 25 for the Tigers. Howard sends a man in motion, a little pop pass. This is Bethea again. This time he's running left side, dropped in the backfield. The Falcons trying to make up for it there. A nice tackle in the backfield by Shamad Jackson, number 20.
Yeah, Jackson read that play really, really well and actually calls it for looks like a loss.
As I think there may have been a late flag. There is some laundry on the field here. We'll check that as well. But what a huge turn of events for this Tiger special teams. And just a miscue, more of a miscue by Darlington, truly. I mean, you got to at least communicate there like an outfielder. I got it. Somebody's got to claim the football if they're watching it go out of bounds, if you're waiting for that. So
he walked away from it. Their player did. He walked in front of it.
He turned around to block like he was trying to either keep somebody away from the ball or waiting for his man to return it. And I didn't get the number of the Tiger, but he pounced on it right on that sideline. It was a holding penalty. That'll set him back 10 yards all the way back to the 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 20 for Tristan Howard as he play fakes, now rolls to his right, firing in the flat, got his man at the 40, breaks a tackle at the 30, it's all the way down to the 15-yard line. A nice catch and run there in the open field.
Yeah, Howard was running for his life, but when he did, he was able to make an accurate throw that time. He wasn't throwing across his body that time, so I believe he's better at throwing those passes, as we just saw. He's landing a lot of passes to the outside.
As that was number 21, Rashawn Wilson, with his first catch of the ball game.
He's definitely mixing it up to different receivers, too.
As we haven't seen McQuan McWhite check back into the football game yet. We'll be waiting to see any update from him. This time it's a give up the middle. Zachariah Butler squirts free inside the 5 as he hammers his way there. Another solid run there by Zachariah Butler. And it'll be second down and short. Second down and 1 at the 5.
I mean, that Darlington defense is probably a little bit tired from the last drive, but they really need to buckle down right here and see if they can't stop them, because right here they probably won't try for a field goal.
Tight look now. 2 wide receivers still in the game for the Tigers as Howard stands in the gun. He will give in the middle to Butler as he pushes forward. Flags fly immediately as he is corralled at about the 2-yard line. We'll check the flag.
Yeah, that was a good stop by Darlington's defense, because it looked like he had the hole to get in through the touchdown, but they filled that gap pretty good. 2 of them did.
That flag came out immediately, and it looks like they are going to back them up there. It's a false start on the Tigers. So make it about 2nd down and 6 after that penalty at about the 10-yard line.
Now, that's twice they've made it a little bit difficult on themselves by getting penalties to start both drives. I mean, both possessions in these drives, this drive.
Bowman and Bethea, the 2 receivers on either side. Howard will look to throw, firing into the corner onto Bowman's direction into the end zone. Incomplete. A big-time fight for the football, but a big play there. That was number 6 for Darlington. That was Previs Brown with a nice deflection to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Brown played that perfectly, and it was a good throw by Howard as well. But I thought he almost intercepted the ball from up here. It looked so good. Good defense.
It was. As the Marker still shows third down.
I think it is because they've only ran.
Well, this will
2
bring up,
plays.
this is third down now. Trips to Howard's left. He's going to look to throw. Firing into the end zone. Tipped and incomplete. Intended for Caden Bethea. A late flag flies. The pass was deflected, and then Bethea got hit in the end zone. And I think they're going to charge Orion Small with a late hit in the end zone there. That was a bang-bang play. And that was Previs Brown they're going to call for that. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, the ball was tipped.
And really, he hit him with his, he looked like he almost pushed him. Wasn't a very impactful hit as far as body-to-body contact there.
So I was trying to see if they're going to pull the flag up.
They're still deliberating here.
Looks like it's actually against Wilson.
It does look like the Tigers are backing up
I can't
again.
tell because now they're moving back the other direction.
Yeah.
Gets confusing sometimes.
Right. Well, no clear signal yet from any of the officials.
I'm thinking they might pull
As
that
the line
flag
judge
up.
still has it at third down. Yeah, they're not sure what's going on here. Is they still have the line back at the 10-yard line, but they have the ball spotted at about the 5 here. Yes, they're just trying to figure out what the penalty is, what the penalty isn't at this point.
Yeah, I guess trying to figure out whether it's 5, 10, but if it's unnecessary roughness, it's a 15-yard penalty. But that would be going the other direction.
As Jamie Johnson, he looks very, very upset on the sideline, arguing with the officials. As the officials still conferencing there at the 15-yard line. I don't know if you saw that, Chuck, but Coach Johnson kind of got right up in the face of one of those officials there.
No,
his quarterback kind of came out to try to grab him a little bit, pull him away, but Coach Johnson wasn't having it.
I was looking at all the huddle of
as it is a personal foul against the defense.
Okay, so they're
that'll
going to move
be
it.
an automatic first down for the Tigers. As we try to get this all settled here.
They still got third down.
They still do signal it as third down and 1. So it says third and 1. They're going to give it Zachariah Butler, direct snap, running right side, trying to get to the end zone. It'll be marked down at about the 1 or 2 yard line. They're going to mark him at the 1. They're going to give him the first down. So now first and goal for the Tigers.
I was going to say it was enough for a first down, but I still was kind of confused at the call, what happened, what the 5-yard penalty was. So I'm trying to pay attention to everything, but that one right there got me a little off.
Well, the fact that it was a personal foul penalty and then they still had it at third down is a little interesting. But Butler, again, direct snap. He's going to power forward on that right side, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Wilson.
Yeah, he come out of that pile, and I don't know if anybody hit him or not. They had to do something, but he came through, and he was by himself at the end of the end zone. So he didn't even get knocked down in any kind of way. It was just hard to see with all that humanity in there.
And now the 2-point conversion try as the Tigers quickly back to the line again. Butler direct snap to him as he leads the way to the right side, falling forward.
I think he got it, Jay. No, yes,
They're
I think he got it.
signal it. All of his teammates think so. They got it.
Yeah, it looked like he crossed the line.
2 points.
He dove to get it, but he did.
And the Tigers extend their lead. The score now, Wilson 28, Darlington 12, with 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go here, third quarter action. And now it is getting late early if you are the Falcons, now down 3 scores, you're down 16, so you need 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions here. So a pretty big hole to dig out of here if you're Jamie Johnson and Jalen Augustus.
I mean, it's definitely still achievable for them to do it, but they're going to have to stop Wilson's offense because they've let them score on the first 2 drives. I know it's a really short field, but they still let them score.
12 points is not going to get it done either, though. This Wilson offense has been steady moving all night long. And for the Falcons, it's kind of been off and on, they need to flip that switch to on and keep it there for the rest of this game if they want to have a chance.
And their defense is going to have to step up. They did make a nice play back there, but they still let the offensive Wilson score, so they're going to have to play better.
Taylor Brand on to kick this one away again. It is in that corner. This time it is fielded at the 25-yard line, cuts 30, crossing the field to the 35, still bouncing outside as he'll not be able to reach the 40. A nice tackle there by the kicker, Brand, on number 4, Tristan Hudson. And that's where the Falcons will get it at the 39.
Still a pretty good return. He did the same thing they all do for some reason. He come across the whole side of the field.
That's not a pet peeve for you, is it?
Because they do it all the time and they don't get much yardage from it. I would just like to see somebody go straight. Anytime north to south, to me, in something like this is where you get most success.
For sure. As the Falcons went 3 and out last possession. As interesting here, it looks like Simon Whaley, number 16, who is the JV quarterback and punter. He also is playing a little tight end here as well. He's been in for a couple of possessions. Augustus will look to run all the way. Quarterback draw, and Augustus weaving his way. There goes Jalen Augustus. Tripped. Oh, he's had a lot of green grass in front of him, but tripped from behind. A great play there that was Jalen Boston to bring down Augustus at the 35, and he had a lot more in the tank there.
It's still a good run by Augustus, and the play's on for the next one already.
Quickly back, and they'll throw incomplete to that left side to Cambron James.
Yeah, he got a shoestring tackle to save that touchdown. I do believe there was a guy back there, but I'm not sure if he would have got him or not, but he definitely tackled him by the shoestrings.
They were back to that line of scrimmage in a blur. Now 2nd down and 10. They'll slow it down here with 5 minutes to go. 3rd quarter action. As Augustus trying to settle back into this football game. A lot of success in that first half. That was the best play of this early second. Augustus, again, quarterback power up the middle of the field, but the Tigers stop him there and shove him back. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 there. The first guy there was number 3, Shaheem Hennix, to bring him down. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, but the way he's running tonight, I mean, he has been stopped short a few times, but he has, James, as you talked about before, most of his yards are 7 to 8 yards. There was maybe 5, 6 plays now where they've kind of stopped him short. Other than that, he's really been playing a great game.
They force him into a 3rd and long here, into a passing situation for the Falcons. 3 receivers line up to the right as they're going to send Brooks in motion. This time they're going to give it to him. Brooks down that left side. He's going to break a tackle all the way to the 20, rumbling into the red zone, and a big play there. A nice Falcon run. One of the best of this half. It's Brooks that time on the ground.
Yeah, it was good utilization of Brooks. He's had a really good game all night catching the ball, and why not go ahead and give him a little chance to give Augustus a breather from running the ball. Well-designed play by Darlington.
Now at the 18, Augustus in the red zone and threatening. They send Brooks again in motion from right to left. This time they fake it to him, and this time it's going to be Augustus on a counter. He's running right side. He's got Green to the corner. He makes a miss. It's a touchdown for Jalen Augustus. No, they're going to mark him at the 1. Oh, man, that was a highlight reel play, but he stepped out at the half-yard line.
I was going to say it looked like he had that ball just a little short, James,
Man,
unfortunately.
that reminded me so much. If you've ever seen the great Lamar Jackson's high school tape, he has a run just like that where he makes the guy miss at the goal line.
Yeah, he stopped.
He tried to do that to that defender there.
It worked. The defender went flying, but...
And a late holding call on top of that. I didn't see the flag fly as well, but another holding call as well on the Falcons. And that makes it, instead, from 1st and goal at the 1, it's now 1st down all the way back at the 28-yard line. What a big penalty there for the Falcons.
Yes, huge, especially if you're trying to score right now.
1st and 20 now. That kind of takes the life out of you if you're Darlington. Ball dribbles to Augustus. He'll pump, throw to the end zone. It's a dot. Touchdown, Darlington.
Big play. He outran the guy. He outran the DB with no problem just then. He just laid it right in like a basket catch.
They've ran that pump fake twice tonight to great success. This time it's James Spann flying, as you said, Chuck, into the end zone, beat his man, and Jalen Augustus put it right on the money. And a huge play there as now Darlington will look to go for 2 to bring it within 8 points.
Big play by Darlington offense, and they needed it.
They switch up the formation this time. A back is in there with Augustus. It is a handoff to the offensive lineman. Oh, my goodness, and it's a stop play. What a crazy play as the offensive lineman came around on a sweeping play, like he's a pulling guard. That was number 75, Malik Moore. He's dropped for a loss, and that's not a conversion for the Darlington Falcons there. The score stays 28-18.
Oh, yeah. That young man was excited when he got the ball. That's for sure. The offensive linemen don't get the ball too often.
I was excited for him.
I was, but that play, they snuffed that play out the whole time. Darlington, that's one of the things we talk about, their special team stuff. They're still down big right now because they're going to have at least 2 scores.
I can honestly say that's probably the first time I've ever seen a guard pull like that from the offensive line, and they hand it to him. I've never seen that before, Chuck.
Usually there's somebody there to tackle him. Usually he's trying to knock somebody down. That time somebody knocked him down. Hey, it's a good try by them. I guess whenever you don't have the best special teams, you'll try anything. And use
someone get Andy Reid on the phone.
That wasn't a tush push either.
Zayden Johnson, a little squib kick up the middle of the field, a bounce of bodies, a big scrum for the ball.
I think Wilson recovered it, but that was really close. It hit off the first defender up front and then bounced past him, and the second defender for Wilson was able to get it before Darlington could corral it.
Big heads-up play as the Tigers did recover that onside kick. I believe that was number 12, Brian Wilson Jr., the coach's kid, with a big-time heads-up play there. That's why he watches that film for his dad right there.
And his dad's going to be proud of that kind of special teams effort.
So great starting field
That's going to be the difference between this game, like I've talked about, more than likely, is special teams. And then somebody's defense is going to have to step back up and make big stops. Otherwise, it's going to be a shootout.
Still a 2-possession lead for the Tigers with 3:15 to go here, third quarter. Tristan Howard trying to lead his team back. McQuan McWhite still on the sideline. I'm not sure if we're going to see him for the remainder of this one. This time Howard's going to keep it going right side. He's got a burst of speed. Tristan Howard to the 40 as he's tripped up in the secondary. But a nice run there from the quarterback for a first down.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's even close to him. He took it to the right side. Looks like one of the players from Wilson is down right now. Let's hope he's okay.
That's Darlington, I believe.
I meant Darlington. I'm sorry.
You're all right. Trying to get a number there. That's one of the big linemen.
74, I believe.
I don't see a 74.
All right, I'm getting better at these numbers.
On the roster here, but we'll take a check here.
Let's see if I can get it. Look how he's grabbing his arm. They're pulling him up.
They're able to set him up that way. That is number 79.
79, not 74, sorry.
No 79 on the roster for the Falcons.
No 74 either.
But we hope that young man, nonetheless, is all right as they help him off the field. As they regain here, first down at the 37-yard line for Wilson. 3 minutes and counting here, third quarter. Hard count. Tristan Howard will check to the sideline to Coach Wilson. They stay in this tight bunch formation here. Zechariah Butler in the backfield. Fake to Butler, and Tristan Howard's going to roll left, now rolls right, looking for any type of space. He's just going to take off and run as it looks like he kind of tripped himself there, not much.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a busted play almost. Like, I just wasn't sure what he was doing because he initially came over to the left side and immediately took back off to the left side. I guess he didn't see what he liked.
Yeah. As he got back to the line of scrimmage there and nothing else, it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 after the scramble drill.
He definitely tried. He ran for a good bit, but
that play was designed to go left, and he took a turn to the right trying to find something else. Howard sending Wilson in motion from left to right. He'll look to throw. Play action. Firing over the middle of the field. He's got his man Bethea. Sliding grab at the 21-yard line. Caden Bethea continuing to make the impact here in the second half.
Yeah, these receivers have been pretty good tonight on both sides, to be honest with you, making the lower catches, or at least the effort to. That was a good catch. He had to go down to get that.
He did. Quickly back to the line now. The Tigers threatening in the red zone again. High snap. Howard will corral it. He'll sling it sidearm to Devon Bowman. It'll bounce off his head. Incomplete as he couldn't corral it. They will mark it an incompletion there. Scary play there. Could have been a sideways or backwards pass, but it would be second down and 10.
Yeah, that was close to a backwards pass, like you were saying. I thought it might have been, but I guess because of the way the receiver went back to it and kind of pushed it the other direction, it kind of made our eyes look a little different on it. Nonetheless, that's the play Darlington's defense needed.
Yes, they got him back down to a second down and 10, desperately trying to keep them out of the end zone here to give their offense a chance. Howard will look to throw. Firing right side, one-on-one, incomplete. Looking for, I think that was Bethea again in one-on-one coverage, as they've been testing Frank Ham III on that right side all night long, but he's held up well. It'll be third down and long.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good game defensively, like you said, because they are throwing the ball a lot, and it's really hard to stay in coverage over and over and over.
Third and 10, a minute 27 to go here, third quarter. Darlington desperate to try to get this stop. Howard in the gun. He'll look to throw. It's a middle screen, but he's going to abort that and throw it into the end zone to Bethea. But a great play there once again. Frank Ham III, they nickname him Trip. He was able to knock that ball right at the goal line to bring up fourth down.
That's exactly what their defense needed. And now you're really wanting to know what you're going to do if you're Wilson, because that's a long 10 yards. Good play by Tripp. He's had a really good game. We were just talking about it, and he does another spectacular play.
Twins to either side of Bethea. They spread it out. Excuse me, of Howard. They'll spread it out. He's going to look to throw. Pressure in his face. He'll break out of a sack. Breaks out of two. Still looking. Breaks out of a third. Firing into the end zone. Incomplete. As he had Bethea right at the goal line, sliding to try to get that ball, but incomplete. And Darlington holds.
Yeah, definitely not lack of try by Howard just now. He got through 4 different people to make that throw. Unfortunately, it's just hard to throw when you're on the run like that. Big stop by Darlington defense, though. Now they can get the ball back, Augustus, and last drive they had a really good drive.
Give credit to Keyshawn Burney there. He was the man that really gave Howard a lot of pressure that time, but Howard, slippery at quarterback, able to get out of it and try to make a play. But nonetheless, the Falcons now with the ball at the 20, and Jalen Augustus will take over. He'll take it up the middle of the field. Steady gain of 2 or 3 yards there. Again, the Tigers beginning to harden the interior of that defense.
Yeah, they've been doing a little bit better with him in the second half, but this is only the second drive. I mean, the third. Well, this is the fourth drive. They stopped in the first 2. Actually, no. I'm sorry. They had that offsides.
Yep.
I mean, not the fumble recovery.
Second down and 8 here in the waning moments of this third quarter. Augustus will take the direct snap, rolling to his left side. Blocker has kind of gotten his way there. Not much running room as he was caught on the edge there. That was a great tackle by Shaheem Hennix on Jalen Augustus. And that'll bring up a third down. Flag down, though. We'll check that.
Yeah, I didn't.
Clock stopped, 30 seconds to go here.
Yeah, Wilson's defense is stepping up right now against Augusta. We'll see what this penalty is. If it's against Wilson, that'll be big.
As the head official walking over to the Wilson sideline to discuss it with Coach Brian Wilson.
I assume that means it's against Darlington.
As still no word, I believe it is a hold against the Falcons, and it is declined by Wilson, and it will continue to be 3rd down and 6.
I'm not sure why you wouldn't take that hold. You would get a first down on a holding penalty against the defense.
Augustus will take the short.
I see.
They won't take the down, but they'll take the distance. Augustus will look to throw. Firing left side. Got a man wide open at the 40 as he steps out of bounds there. A beautiful pitch and catch to the tight end. I believe that was Nico Wells, number 8, with a catch there. And a big first down.
Yeah, Augustus is dropping dimes tonight. He's just really having a great game. That was another good throw, right on the money, and he was able to get his player out of bounds.
The Falcons have a lot of nice safety blankets for Augustus. The big, tall Brooks, James Spann, who's a very speedy receiver, and getting the tight ends involved too. 15 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Augustus, quarterback counter going left side. Augustus has got a blocker in front of him. There goes Jalen Augustus, stiff arm at the 30, 25, 20. Pushed out of bounds there, but a huge 35-plus yard run by Jalen Augustus.
Yeah, this just got a lot of speed, and he's a big guy. It's hard for them to bring him down because there were a couple of tacklers downfield trying to tackle, and they weren't able to. Really good run by Augustus again, but I've been saying it all night how he's playing.
Breaks free again there. Jalen Augustus well over the century mark on the ground tonight. He with 5 seconds to go here. This will be the final play of this third quarter. He'll fire into the end zone. One-on-one, dropped. A good defensive play there to kind of get a hand in the face of the wide receiver. I think that was number 12. We've been talking about Frank Tripham on defense right there. He had an opportunity, but just couldn't quite haul it in there on offense.
And it looks like they're going to get one more play in the third quarter with 0.6 seconds left on the board.
Less than a second. Yes, sir. They have one more chance here before we will reach the final quarter of play.
It is a free play to an extent. You know, you don't have to use a timeout or anything.
Well, don't want to waste the down for sure.
No.
Augustus in the gun. He'll send Brooks in motion. Fake it to Brooks, and he's going to roll left side, fighting for yardage. Gain of about 3, and they'll stack them up there, and that will take us to the fourth quarter. The Tigers of senior night up 10 here on the Darlington Falcons here as we reach the fourth quarter here for a spooky ending to this finale of the regular season. We'll be back with the fourth quarter of your high school game of the week after this.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. Adams Metal Building Supply can order walk-through metal door kits and overhead doors, as well as bolt-up metal buildings in 4 different sizes for the DIY homeowner. Adams Metal Building Supply, where quality meets durability. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399 or toll free at 1-888-766-0043.
Coming up after the game, it's the South Carolina High School Scoreboard Show on 96.3 ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the high school football game of the week here at Wilson High School, as the Tigers up 28-18 here as we enter the fourth quarter. Who will be hoisting the Virgil Wells Trophy at the end of this one? And who will be in the playoffs? Who won't be in the playoffs after this? A lot on the line in these final 12 minutes for both these teams, but especially the Falcons fighting for their football lives at the end of this regular season.
Yeah, this is a really big drive right here. In the fourth quarter, you're down, you're inside the red zone. Definitely need to score right here if you are Darlington. And they're on 3rd down now.
It is 3rd and 8 for Augustus and the Falcons as they're moving from right to left now. Brooks is the man in motion. They're going to fire a screen to that right side as he's going to try to find some running room. Not much there, as that was the man who's been involved. That was Ham, the 3rd, again on that right sideline. And it's going to set up 4th down and call it 7 yards. And this will be one of the biggest, if not the biggest play of the night for the Falcons here on offense.
They definitely could use it. I mean, they still have time to come back if they're able to stop them. But at the same time, this is a huge play if you are Darlington. You're inside the red zone. Like I said, you need this. You need a first down here at least.
Ham, Spann, and Brooks are the 3 receivers. They send Brooks in motion. 3 receivers to the right as Brian Wilson is going to go ahead and burn one of his 3 second-half timeouts here. That's his first of the second half, and probably a good time to call it here, seeking how pivotal this stop would be to get this ball back here, up 2 scores in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, because like we said, there's not a lot of change in how their offense is out there, so you're not really scheming against that. You're just probably just trying to prep your kids up. Big play. If you can stop them here and get the ball and score, you can almost lock in this game, possibly.
Yep. With the way they've been able to run the football, obviously they're without McQuan McWhite. Looks like for the rest of the evening as he is still talking to some of the athletic trainers with his helmet off. We definitely hope that he is healthy for the Tigers next week as they start the playoffs.
And, I mean, it's affected their offense because they have been running the ball a lot better when he was in there. Tristan Howard, does it look like he's taking on a little bit of that role?
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And
Stepping
trying
up,
to run, yeah. And it just hasn't been quite as productive when he doesn't have somebody else to give the ball
Obviously, McWhite, we saw on that 95-yard touchdown run the kind of difference maker he is on any given play. Jalen Augustus is going to have to do that here on this critical fourth down for the Falcons as they take the field here with 11 minutes to go here, fourth quarter, 11:15 to be exact. Augustus stands in the gun, trips to his right. They're going to send Brooks in motion again. Pump fake to that right side. Augustus looking to throw as he scrambles. Fires, knocked down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. A big play there by Devon Bowman, the safety and the spy on Jalen Augustus. Knocked the ball down right in front of the quarterback, and that's a turnover on downs for the Tigers.
And both defenses have stepped up 2 times now in their own red zone. Earlier, Darlington did it to Wilson, and now it looks like Wilson just changed it back to him. Is there a flag?
No, it looks like Devon Bowman now, after that critical play, looking a little hobbled on that sideline. Another offensive weapon for the Tigers as well, number 1, Devon Bowman. This time, Howard on a quarterback keeper. He faked it to Butler, now going right side. Tristan Howard with a nice run of 12 yards to start this drive for a first down.
And we were just talking about how McWhite not being in there has been affecting their offense. That right there was something the offense needed. Tristan Howard, good run.
And now another give. This time it's Butler again going left side. Only a gain of 1 there, wrapped up at the line. Wanted to note that was number 59, Dedrion Durant, who came up lame after that previous run, and he had to sub out one of their impact defensive linemen for the Falcons. It's now 2nd down and 6 for Wilson.
Darlington's defense definitely has to step up here to help their offense out. I know that sounds crazy, but they got to give them the ball back.
Howard in the gun. He's going to take his sweet time here now, takes the snap, give to Zechariah Butler, trying to find some running room. A lot of penetration by the Falcons. Flag flies in late after maybe a gain of 2. It's going to be a hold against the Tigers, and that's going to put a big damper on this productive drive so far. That'll slow them down a lot.
Yeah, they're going to accept the penalty. I was just making sure because it would have been 3rd down.
That'll make it 2nd down and about 15, they're going to mark it 2nd down. Yes, and 15 to go here. The Tigers without their two of their biggest pass catching options in Bowman and McWhite. They're going to be relying on, looks like McWhite is checked back into the football game there as he is lined up at the bottom. We'll see how healthy he is.
They're missing one of their bigger players, Eccles. He's not in there either.
Eccles was injured after the South Florence game as he was honored at halftime. Timeout here on the field as this time it is Wilson again calling his 2nd timeout of this second half. Interesting time to call this here on a 2nd and 15 with your offense backed up here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they let have plenty of time on the play clock to get it to go off or get the play off. Not sure what Wilson saw.
And it looks like McQuan McWhite and Devon Bowman both out there in the huddle for the offense. That's great news to hear if you're a Wilson Tiger fan.
That might be what he heard.
Right?
Both of them were ready to get in the
hold
game.
on. Let me get these guys in real fast. Timeout.
Hey, it's a critical play, and these dudes have been stars all night, so that might be what it was.
Bowman had a big interception in the end zone, and obviously he's made some big catches on offense. Bowman and Bethea line up at the right-hand side. It's McWhite, and I believe that's Rashawn Wilson on the left side. No, excuse me, check that. That's number 13. That's Brand in motion. Pitch it in the inside on a little shovel pass. That was Brand there who caught that. Give him about 5 or 6 yards, but that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Got a really good play by Darlington defense. They read that really well because he tried to fake pass it to the running back and then did a shovel pass like you said, but they were there. Big stop.
Brings up a big time 3rd down and 10 here at the 30. Darlington with 9 minutes left, desperate to get this football back, down 2 scores. As McWhite lined up in the backfield next to Howard this time here on this 3rd down. It's a screen set up to McWhite in the middle of the field, but Darlington was there. They read it perfectly, and he's thumped right there. That was number 20, Shamad Jackson, who read it all the way. And now it looks like, I think that's McWhite down again. He was thumped there by Jackson, and now slow for him to get up.
But they read that perfectly. Darlington did. That's 2 plays they read very well to stop this drive. I would think you would be punting in this situation, and the punting unit is coming out here right now.
Disappointing there for McWhite to get back in the football game, and then looks like I'm sure he doesn't want to be done for the day. I'm sure it's kind of one of those touch-and-go situations there. You got to think about
you got to worry about the
next
health
game
of the young man as well.
Absolutely. Punts back to Brand, and he gets it away. A nice spiraling kick. He'll bounce at the 48-yard line, and the punt return man isn't able to recover the football, and the Tigers jump on it again. Another special teams debacle for the Falcons, and the Tigers will get it back again.
I hate to say that I talk about it every week, but I do, James. As special teams are huge in high school. The mistakes are made so much that we see, and the difference in good kickers. Another big mistake. He let it bounce off of him. The punt return did. It bounced off of him, and Wilson's right there to grab it up again.
That was Frank.
Their special teams have out. It's 3 different ball things in this offense, defense, and so far the offensive defense on both teams has been pretty well, done fairly well. It's been the special teams that Wilson's
100%.
been winning right now.
Yeah, able to steal some possessions. They steal another one there. Frank Ham III, who's played really well in a lot of key spots tonight, makes a critical error there as Wilson will get the football back at the 44-yard line. And they're going to look to try to kill this game right here, my friend. 8:39 to go. You put this one in the end zone, you go up 17, and Augustus and Jamie Johnson then have to pull off a miracle.
Yeah, it'd be really hard back then, especially if you run the ball right now into the, when I say that, run the ball, get the clock down a little bit.
Howard fakes to the run, and this is Bethea on that right side at the 40, 45, 30. Still Bethea, spin move to the 25-yard line. Caden Bethea, a nifty catch and run there on the screen. Give him 15 and a 1st down.
He's been a weapon all night, too. He's got a touchdown already, a receiving touchdown, and between those 2 receivers, they've both been doing really, really well tonight for Wilson.
Yep. Bethea now lines up in the slot as Howard checks to the sideline as they get back to the line quickly, now slowing it down.
And McWhite is not in there still.
Yeah, McWhite now on the sideline. Butler in the backfield. He's going to take this carry running left side across the 20, still jump cutting inside the red zone, close to that 1st down yardage. A nice 8 or 9 yard run there by Zechariah Butler. And it'll be 2nd down and 1.
And they're doing what they need to do right now, doing their best to just keep this clock going and run the ball. And if you're able to make successful plays like that, why stop?
Staying in a nice rhythm. They hard count again and check to the sideline. Zechariah Butler's been one of his most impressive rushing performances on the season tonight for sure. Trips to Howard's right. He's going to run that way. Tristan Howard down the middle of the field on a keeper. He lost the football. Hard hit. Ball pops out. And the Falcons recover in the red zone. A huge hit laid on the quarterback there. He didn't slide in the middle of the field. And the ball just popped free.
Oh, big mistake by Howard just now. You got to know when to go down. And this is the third play now inside the red zone where a defense has stepped up and made a big play to stop the other team from scoring. We were talking about what was going to be big defense, but this is getting an overly exciting game. They keep
Darlington
just taking
defense,
it back and forth.
You want to talk about gotta have it right there, my friend.
Yes.
Just when it seemed like the lights were coming off, Augustus now with the football. He's going to look to throw. Heaving it down that right sideline. He's got two Falcons down there. Incomplete. A great defensive play in the secondary. A huge pass breakup there by the Tigers to have that ball fall to the ground incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, the man was covered the whole time. I'm not exactly sure what Augustus saw or why he threw it out there. I guess design play, and he just wanted to go to his main receiver because he's lucky the ball didn't get intercepted.
A big passive breakup there. I believe that was Brian Wilson Jr. I can't quite get the number. No, Brian Wilson's on this close sideline. Have to try to get the young man on that left sideline who made that huge play. Augustus now 2nd down and 10. He's going to take off up the middle of the field. Jalen Augustus finds a crease. He's going to power forward. Jalen Augustus using that big frame, and he's going to have enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like he was stopped about at the 3-yard line, and then he just pulled himself out of that huddle of people and ended up being able to push his way out far enough to get a 1st down. What a really good effort by him.
They're set up at the 18-yard line now. 7 minutes to go in the football game. The Falcons got to start having a little more presence of the clock here. Augustus will take the snap, look to throw. He's got time, leans to his left, firing over the middle of the field. He's got his man. Caught at the 35, then planted into the ground. A good tackle there. That was that was Jordan Davis on the catch, on the tackle. But a huge catch again. Frank Ham, super involved tonight. Makes up for that punt there, that punt drop.
That's
1st down.
That's one of those plays where you put your receiver over the middle and you hope they don't get hurt. And that was a really pop play by number 18. He knocked him hard. I'm glad Tripp is okay.
He'll look to throw. Augustus in the pocket. Now he'll roll to his right. Firing right at the line of scrimmage. Too hard. Incomplete. Intended for Orion Small downfield. Right at the line of scrimmage was Jalen Augustus, is heaving that down the field. It'll be 2nd down.
And Augustus took a big pop at the end of that play. He's slow getting up. He's walking over there, but I can tell he's a little ginger. That's why I'm wondering what they're over there trying to see.
I don't know if they're looking for a late hit on the quarterback, if he was past the line of scrimmage. No,
if he's past the line of scrimmage.
They're going to wave that off. I thought he was just at the line. Your whole body has to be across that line of scrimmage, and I think that's a good call there by the officials to pick that flag up.
I think you can have some of your body in front as long as your back foot.
As long as any part of your body is behind the line of scrimmage, you can still make that throw. 2nd down and 10 for Augustus now. They're at the 35-yard line. Quarterback power right side. Augustus follows his blocks, but tripped up from behind. A great play there. That was number 42 coming out of the pile. Antonio Wright making the play. Only a gain of 3 for Augustus. 2nd down.
Yeah, it's a big stop by Wilson's defense. They got to be able to pull him down because we already saw what happened a minute ago when he got through that little bit of humanity. He was dragging people.
Check that. Got to get him down. 3rd down now. 3rd down for the Falcons. 5:40 to go here in the final quarter. Down 10. Augustus will look to throw. 5 men in the pattern as he steps up. He's got running room, does Jalen Augustus. Makes a man miss at the 1st down marker. Crosses the midfield line and slides down at the 48-yard line. Jalen Augustus keeping it alive.
Smart play by him. He didn't have anybody open. He saw that lane over there, and he took off. They didn't touch him for about 12 yards down the field. Just a big play and a smart play by that senior quarterback.
Fresh set of downs as we're halfway through the final quarter here. Across the midfield line are the Falcons. Augustus will look to throw. He's got time, stepping up in the pocket. Now he'll take off again. Augustus across the 40. Another first down for Jalen Augustus. Wrapped up in the secondary, number 22, Jaquan Burgess holding on for dear life to Jalen Augustus.
And then these could be planned out plays because he's really not even throwing the ball or trying to. And maybe they're just not open, but 2 back-to-back plays, he's letting the defense go back and letting the receivers are pushing him forward, and then he's wide open to make a run. He's done 2 in a row like that.
Yep. Augustus now looking to throw again. Flags, no whistles here as we'll check with the officials here on what that's about.
I know Augustus, who he thinks is again. Augustus thinks he's against Wilson. Let's see.
The Falcons have been very quick to line up here, so got to make sure everybody's set. We'll see what it is. It is on the Tigers. Looks like a 5-yard penalty and offsides on the Tigers. They weren't lined up in time for the speed of the Falcons. Call it 1st and 5 now at about the 31-yard line.
Okay, he got off the field. I was about to say there's 12 men on there for Wilson.
Augustus empty set here as he drops to throw. He's got time as he looks and kind of rolling to his left, heaving it into traffic, and incomplete. Dangerous throw there by Augustus as he had Tigers draped all over him. Shaheem Hennix with the pressure. There's a flag down in the backfield as well. We'll check that.
Might be a hold. I saw Augustus on the ground, but I don't think it was a late hit. Let's see what they say, because he did get up slowly. Yeah, it's a hold against Darlington.
So that will back them up. Call it now 1st and 15 on the series of penalties there.
Not that you try to do that kind of play, but just not a smart play right now. You can't hold or get yourself moved back. You're already down in the clocks.
Got to be thankful that wasn't a pick either. That was a dangerous
that was a terrible throw, by the way. He shouldn't have thrown that ball.
Augustus
he should have ran it again.
Ran it or ate it, whatever you need to do there, but throwing it up into just a duck into triple coverage there. Lucky his player knocked it down. 1st and 15 from the 40. Augustus drops to throw quickly, firing over the middle of the field, incomplete, as he was trying to lead his receiver in the middle of the field, just in front of the outstretched arms of, I think that was Brooks again that time.
Yeah, that was really, really close to a big play for Darlington. Just a little bit outstretched hands. He wasn't able to haul it in. It touched his fingertip, so close. Big play, though. Gosh.
Brings up 2nd down and 15 now. Augustus has really been letting it fly on this drive. Again, he'll look to throw 4-man rush. Pressure in his face, though. Augustus makes 2 of them miss. Now he makes a 3rd. Now there goes Jalen Augustus going down that right sideline to the 30, diving for the 1st down marker. He'll be just short of it, but a big run of 14 yards. Doing it by himself is Jalen Augustus. As a Tiger looks limp on the field here.
We'll say, look, a Tiger's down, and it is a Tiger.
That was the man who looked like he was trying to wrap up Augustus there, but a huge effort there by Jalen Augustus. 2 or 3 Tigers had him dead to rights in the backfield.
He's showing
just a magician act to get out of it.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but he's showing exactly what we saw last year. Just phenomenal effort and just eluding people in everything that he was doing all last year. He's having a remarkable game, and Darlington really needs him, and they can't keep making mistakes and putting themselves in this position right here. Is there another player down for Darlington as well?
No, looks to be just the one young man for Wilson, but he's able to get up and jog off the field. That was number 35, Jabril Crawford Thomas. Good to see that junior jogging off the field under his own power there. Now 3rd down and 1 for Augustus after the Houdini act to get it to this. With 3:40 and counting here, time is against the Falcons here. Augustus, quarterback power, right side. He's got that 1st down easily. Still fighting forward as Augustus. Give him a nice gain of about 10 yards there. They're in the red zone.
Yeah, he's just been a stud. I mean, just the way he's run the ball, like we talked about, they probably stopped him now 7 times short. He's just been really good tonight.
Augustus will look to throw. They're quickly back to the line. Not much pressure in his face. Now he'll bounce to the left side. Augustus, he's got green grass. He's going to look to run. At the 10, runs through a man. and he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 5. Jalen Augustus, a one-man wrecking crew right now, trying to will the Falcons back into this football game. The man he ran over is slow to get up.
And Augustus, like he was just running out of gas, to be honest with you. But it is an injured player. Let's hope he's all right. He's getting up, so I think he's back down again, James. I'm not sure if he's getting up or not, but Augustus needs this breather himself, to be honest.
As both teams will jog to the sideline here to take a breather. We'll take a quick step aside with them as well here with 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. The Falcons trying to get back into it, down 10.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-758-76768.
Coming up after the game, it's the South Carolina High School Scoreboard Show on 96.3 ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the high school football game of the week here, as both the player that was down for the Falcons and a player that was down for the Tigers are getting off the field here. I believe for the Tigers there, is that number 16 or 18 there?
Let me see for you. That's number 18.
That is number 18. That's a big loss here for the Tiger defense. That's their leading tackler, Jaden Boston, hobbling off the field there on this big red zone series now. 3:17 to go. Darlington's got to have it here in the next couple of plays, down 10 with 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, this is their big drive right now, because if they don't score right here, I don't know that they get the ball back.
As they're working on Mr. Boston's foot and leg there, it could be some type of cramp is what it's appearing to be. Don't want to speculate there, but normally that looks like it's going to be a cramp.
Just glad both of them were able to walk off.
Absolutely. Here we go. Augustus will have it at the 4-yard line. First down and goal for the Falcons here. They got to have it, and they got to not waste time.
Here we go.
Empty set, Augustus. Calls for the ball. It's a throw. Straight drop. Now he'll take off. Fakes it. Now rolls to his right. Jalen Augustus trying to make some magic. Heaving it into the end zone. 2 Falcons were there, and neither of them could come up with the football. Brooks and I think Spann both in the end zone on the jump ball, and both of them got their hands on it, and they couldn't come up with it.
What a beautiful throw by Augustus. He went over all the Wilson's players, only to have 2 of his players fighting over the ball, so he was going to catch it. That was a missed opportunity for Darlington. They really going to have to score. Is it third down?
It is.
So
now second down.
Okay, so they still got a few plays.
Yes, now Augustus, he's going to quick it. Quarterback power up the middle of the field. Touchdown. He's got that seam. And Jalen Augustus has got that necessary touchdown for the Falcons. And now, what is the call here if you're Jamie Johnson? It is now 24-28. The Falcons down 4. And well, they're going to go for 2.
I imagine with their kicking game, they're going to go for 2. But let's see. I've been wrong many a time. And if they can stop Wilson, they'll have a chance to get the ball back and score a touchdown.
The Tigers with 1 timeout left. The Falcons with 2. Here we go. 2-point conversion attempt for Jalen Augustus. Quarterback power right side, and he makes that look way too easy. 2 points for the Falcons, and it's a 2-point game. And here we go, Chuck.
Yeah, I mean, they made that way too easy on him. He actually skipped into the end zone at the end. I know you saw the same thing I saw, yeah. Nobody touched him.
A little hop, skip, and jump into the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, nobody was near him. Which
So
at this
now-
point makes no sense, because that's the one they should have some kind of spy on.
Yep. Just inside 3 minutes to go in the football game. The Falcons desperately trying to cling to these final chances at a playoff berth. They're ranked 15th in RPI in the 4A region, the lower 4A region of South Carolina. There's only 16 spots available. So a loss to Wilson makes it very unlikely that the Falcons will be playing football in a week.
And my hat's off to both teams. They both played a good game so far and made us in a really exciting game. And you can see that Darlington is not trying to give up. So their coach has got to be proud of their effort, no matter of the outcome at this point. He's got to be proud of that.
Zayden Johnson will tee it up at the 40-yard line for the Falcons. They've had all types of interesting kicks, squibs, fake onsides, pooch kicks. We'll see what the special teams calls for here. As he approaches it, here we go. It's a nice little pooch kick going back to the 25. It lands right into the Wilson players. He has to dive onto the football. Wasn't able to corral that cleanly, but a smart play there. That was Tristan Howard, the quarterback back there, to field that. And the quarterback makes the right play there to just die on the football at the 24.
He looks a little slow getting up as well, like that ball. He might have knocked the breath out of him when he dove on it. But very, very good play by him. You just got to have that. And that's, once again, a special teams play that went in Wilson's favor, where Darlington has had two of them not go in their favor when they were in that position.
Darlington was able to pin them relatively deep compared to what they've had so far tonight. But only a couple first downs are going to put it away for the Tigers. In the gun. Fake it. Howard's going to keep it up the middle of the field, and this time, not much running room. A great play there. That was Didrion Durant, the senior, making the stop. Only a gain of 1 for Howard there. And they're going to go ahead and burn that first time out for the Falcons, I believe.
Yeah.
No, there's a flag down. Excuse me.
See who it's against.
This could be a huge play. They're signaling like it's against against the Falcons, and it is. Face mask. Oh, my goodness.
That's definitely not what you needed after a pretty good position by your special teams to put them down so deep. Because they did go with the kick instead of onside, so they were willing to give them the ball because they felt like their defense is going to be able to stop them.
Now mark the ball with the 42, 45 now, and counting here for the Tigers, trying to run this clock out. As it looks like Zechariah Butler and another tailback in the backfield looking for a direct snap here. It is Butler faking it, and now he's going to run right side, and once again, the Falcons snuffing it out. Nowhere to go. Adarius Martin, the big number 99, senior in the middle to bring him down for a loss of 1.
And this time they do call a timeout to stop the clock.
2:21 to go. Darlington's going to burn that second one. But that's a nice setup now. Second down and 11. Still a decent amount of time left for the Falcons to get the stop. Definitely being aggressive here, trying to sell out for that run. Wilson not really hiding it, though, going with those two tailbacks in the backfield.
No, they're trying to show we're going to try to run this clock out. You're going to have to stop us, and then you're going to have to come and score against us if you can stop us. Time is definitely in the favor of Wilson Tigers.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't take them very long to score on offense either if they throw one of them bombs.
Yep. Back out on the field comes the Darlington defense, desperate for one final stop to give their all-region quarterback one more chance. Howard in the gun. There'll be trips to his left. Zechariah Butler is the tailback as he runs into one of his men, and there goes Butler into the secondary. Across midfield, Zechariah Butler's got enough for a Tiger first down, and that might do it.
That is definitely what you did not want to see if you are Jamie Johnson. That is huge, huge, huge for Wilson to be able to run that ball. Straight up the middle, too.
Yep, he ran into one of his offensive linemen at the start of that handoff, but quickly bounced off of it and found that space for a big first down for the Tigers. 2:12 to go. A Falcon was banged up at the end of that play. It's the man tackling Zechariah Butler as he does get to his feet. That's number 85. No no number on the roster for 85, but as he slowly will make his way to the Falcon sideline. One timeout still for both teams. So another first down will seal it for the Tigers. But even if the Falcons are able to get this stop, there is not going to be a lot of time left here to do much with it. But they got to get that stop first.
Yeah, no doubt. They shot themselves with that big penalty on that first drive, or the first play of this drive, and now they're just trying to stop them again to have any kind of chance. There might only be 40 seconds left or so.
Clock stopped after the injury at 2:12, so here we go. Inside Darlington territory at the 48. High snap. Howard's able to corral it, but he's not able to get that handoff off. 3 white and purple jerseys in the backfield. And this time, Darlington's going to call that final timeout after a 2-yard loss there.
Yeah, but that was a really big play by Howard to be able to stop that throw, because it was a really high throw, and he made the right decision. And that's what happens when you got senior leadership like Howard back there. He made a very smart play to get on that and go straight down.
Tension here for both teams as we approach the waning moments. A lot on the line here on this Halloween night. We hope everybody had a safe and happy Halloween. Hope all your kids got all the best candy and everybody had a great time trick-or-treating and going to all your events tonight. I hope everybody has a safe ride home tonight. Here we go. The Falcon defense taking the field here. The Tigers need one more first down to officially put this game away. No timeouts left for Darlington. Coach Wilson's got one left in his back pocket in case he needs it.
Yeah, these next plays are the biggest two for Darlington to even have a chance to get the ball back.
Right at midfield. Howard in the gun. They send Bethea in motion. They're going to throw a screen to that side. This is Bowman. Bowman trying to find some running room. A nice tackle there. Stopped him in his tracks was number 6, Previs Brown. Call it for a gain of 3 yards there. Third down now. It was able to stay in bounds was Devon Bowman. It was close to that sideline. Clock running at 1:45.
That's what I was going to say. Big, smart play by him to stay in bounds.
Third down and 8 now. Tristan Howard checking to the sideline. There's 16 seconds left on the play clock. They want to try to burn every second they can off it. Howard checks to the line. Trips to his left. Zechariah Butler's in the backfield with him. 2 high safeties for Darlington. Butler's in the man in motion. He's going to look to throw it all the way. It's one of those middle screens. Ball comes out for Howard. Darlington's got it. A huge mistake by Tristan Howard as the middle screen was covered completely. And Darlington, with the biggest play of the game, has a chance.
Yeah, defense. We were asking what would step up. There you go, James, and that was the difference. Big defensive play. Big mistake by that. I was just complimenting him for his smart play on offense as a senior, and then he backs it up with that kind of play.
Unbelievable. We have some drama here at senior night here at Halloween as Jalen Augustus takes over with 1:17, and the ball is on their on Wilson's 37-yard line. You couldn't ask for a better Halloween trick than this.
That's a big That's an early Christmas present as well.
Augustus will look to throw. He'll step up and heave it down the field. 2-on-1, incomplete, intended for Orion Small. Dangerous play there as 2 Tigers were looking to get that interception, but incomplete, 1:10 to go.
He's been having a good game all day, but he needs to be careful with throws like that. That was dangerous. That very lucky that DB or safety, I think it was the DB actually, safety was behind. DB almost had that ball.
Brings up 2nd down and 10. Really, I mean, if you're Darlington, if you want to run your offense here, you can still run the football. 1:10 to go. You just got to have some urgency. 2nd down and 10. Augustus drops to throw again. Steps up, firing right side into traffic. It's caught at the 25-yard line. A jumping grab. That's James Spann. He's got it right there. 1 minute to go.
That's what you need now. Darlington can't stop the clock. It stops for a second until they get set.
1 minute and
counting.
He spiked it. There you go. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Smart play by Augustus to spike that ball to save as much time as possible.
As the clock's still running, a clock error, as they're going to have to get that resolved. I think there was right at a minute to go when he spiked it. They're going to have to get that all straight there. But a big-time throw there by Jalen Augustus to get them into the 25. That's grounding.
Not grounding. It's called spiking it. There's people right in front of it.
Yeah,
receivers.
some people not happy that he spiking it there, but it'll be 2nd down now. Smart play to stop the clock now. You almost get a free timeout with the confusion here. As 1 minute is put back on the clock. I think it's 1:01, I think, is the official clock here.
See what they put. They still got 1 minute on the dot right now. No, they're going for it. 1 minute left, 40. They haven't started the play clock yet, though.
Yeah, they're trying
and
to.
And then they just messed up the play clock or score clock again. Now it's 5.2 seconds.
Trying to get it all set here.
Yeah, it's giving Darlington even more time than playing out what they're doing.
52 seconds is the official ruling. 52 seconds is left on the clock. I'm not sure what the official is waiting on here at this point, as both of them are looking to the scoreboard here. 1:01 is what they need the clock to be at. 1:01 is what we're hearing.
He's already started the clock again.
I'm not sure what the
I don't know what they're doing.
Still,
James.
yeah, we got a little bit of chaos here trying to get this all sorted out as they're trying to get the scoreboard. Some scoreboard issues last week.
Yeah,
continuing into the evening of Halloween now.
Just put 1:01 on there and let's start this.
A big timeout here if you're Darlington, though. This is a huge help for them at this point.
Tons of time.
They spiked the football, and now they get a free minute-plus timeout here.
They can also design 2 or 3 plays back-to-back with this much time to say we're doing this next. Looks like they got to run the clock out to be able to start it again.
I believe that's what the issue is, yeah.
The game is over.
Yeah, they
Just
wish.
kidding.
I'm sure the Wilson would love for the game to be
There
over.
we go.
It's all been.
Now it's on 1:01.
1:01. Here we go. All righty. We're back to playing some football here. 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Darlington Falcons here, trying to pull off an improbable comeback. Augustus in the gun, drops to throw. 4-man rush by the Tigers. Pressure in. Augustus' faces, he's down. Ball comes out, and the Tigers jump on the football, and they got it.
Defense, James. You asked me what I thought was going to be critical. Both defenses stepped up at the end. That will seal the game for Wilson.
Augustus is holding on to the ball for too long there. A big hit there by multiple Tigers in the backfield, led by number 22, Jaquan Burgess, who's just an outstanding sophomore for them this season, makes possibly the biggest play of their season, and that'll end the Falcons' improbable comeback hopes there. Goodness gracious, that's a tough way to go out there for the Falcons.
Big play.
And it's party time here in Wilson.
Both defenses stepped up big in different spots. Shout out to both defenses, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And it was the difference in the game again.
Great football game, my friend.
Yes, sir.
As Wilson will come out in the greatest formation in football, the victory formation, as Tristan Howard, I'm sure after that fumble on the last drive, This is a dream come true for him to be able to take this kneel down on senior night.
He just got his treat himself for Halloween and also his Christmas present.
Man, what a series of events here in the end of this football game.
Exciting game.
Roller coaster of emotions.
Just a really good game we were able to watch tonight. Both teams should be proud.
100%. 51 seconds on the play clock. 2 kneel downs will do it here as Tristan Howard will take one there. And on the other side, though, just a tough loss for the Falcons, clawing it, getting 2 big-time fumbles in this football game. But at the end, just couldn't overcome their own turnovers and miscues, a couple of special teams errors, and 2 very costly turnovers by Jalen Augustus. And that's all that the Tigers needed. Is there's the final kneel down for Tristan Howard and this senior Tiger group here, as they're going to get a bunch of treats for Halloween. Your final score, Wilson 28, Darlington 26. What a ending to the regular season, Chuck.
Yeah, I just wanted to say what a phenomenal year it was to do again with you. I enjoyed myself. I can't wait to be back next year. However, we are here if y'all want to do the playoffs, and we are excited to do any playoffs y'all would like to do.
Yes.
Otherwise, James, been a wonderful season.
Yes, I just want to thank everyone for the amazing season, from all of the people back at Community Broadcasters to our 96.3 team, MJ back in the studio, to all of the amazing venues that we've been at during this regular season. It has been a blessing and a pleasure to do this every single Friday. Chuck, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Yes, sir.
We're
do
signing
it again
off
next year if we don't get these playoffs, buddy.
We're signing off for the regular season. Your final score, Wilson 28, Darlington 26. Good night and happy Halloween, everybody.
You've been listening to the 96.3 ESPN Radio High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Galloway Auto Glass, Stoudemire Dowling Funeral Home, Adams Metal Building Supply,